Hey everybody, welcome back to the Nerd Eye Twitch channel. Thank you for everybody who is coming and watching this. We did have session 0 of this game last week. We are playing Part-Time Gods, 2nd edition, and I'm going to ask each of the players to introduce themselves and also their characters that we will be playing with tonight. I am Aloy, I'm the GM, but Crystal, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Crystal, and I'm playing Dr. Cricket. She is the god of math.
Ooh.
All right. Hi, my name is Ray. I'm going to be playing Kayla Hill. She's the goddess of joie de vivre, and/or bucket lists, and/or joyful expectation. There's some debate up for.
I love it. Actually, not even expectation isn't bad. I kind of like
joyful expectation isn't the worst one I came up with.
That's not too bad. Martin.
Hey everyone, I'm Martin, and I'm playing Leonardo Lilienthal, or Leo for short, who, as you might have guessed from the names, is the god of flight and also an Olympic gymnast.
So I don't think anybody would have guessed it. I mean, at least I wouldn't have. Where's Leo from? Sounds like he's Italian.
He is American, but of Italian and German mixed descent.
Okay. See, I'm already throwing zingers at you guys. And Damani, go ahead.
Hey, my name is Damani. I'm playing Hector Ruiz, who is the god of protection.
Very cool. Very cool. And we did the whole character creation last week. So if anybody wants to know how we came up with these characters and what their abilities are and all that goodness, obviously we'll be using some of those during the session. But if you wanted to know how we came up with everything, go watch last week's video, which I don't actually know how long they stay up on Twitch, but I'm sure it's on Twitch still. I think it stays up for 2 weeks. So
I think it's 2 weeks.
I think it's 2 weeks, and if you can't watch it on there now, just go check. If you're watching this like a month later, just go check out the Aloy the Saint YouTube channel, and you can go check it out there. But we're gonna actually have a lot of fun. The first thing I'm going to ask each of you to do. What was that, Damani?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Oh, and there's a delay too with Damani. I love it. What I'm going to ask you guys to do is kind of describe to me what your average day for your character is, so I know kind of where we can have a jumping off point. So, Ray, tell me what the typical day for Kayla, when nothing is happening, she's just living her regular best life.
Oh, Kayla's living her regular best life.
What's happening with Kayla?
So, right, with Kayla, she works at her family's funeral home, the Hill House Funeral Parlor. It's a family business. So on her daily kind of life, she's working at the funeral parlor. She's attempts to get all of her work done as quickly as possible to get it out of the way. She's not lazy at all. She just would like to be doing other things. So, right, she's incredibly hardworking in all aspects of her life. And values efficiency, even though sometimes her daydreams kind of get away from her. And even now, even on her day-to-day life when normal stuff is happening, I guess part of her normal routine now is that she definitely has a bunch of people who were former clients of the funeral home or friends or people she's been around who come calling on her a lot and just love to be around her because she's so good at listening. And is like, when people are around her, their lives just get filled with more energy and kind of more excitement in their life. So she has taken to occasionally wearing like strange disguises, which are not strange disguises so much as like a wool cap and like a coat that doesn't make sense and some like sunglasses with a weird rim. Right. Okay. So normally she's kind of like very polished and very funeral homey. I don't know if I had a friend who worked at a funeral home, right? So it's very, just very conservative, traditional, approachable, classy look. So she goes out kind of looking like I don't even know how to describe it, just kind of like a little bit like a weirdo. just so she can go kind of do that. And then the other thing that she tries to do as often as she can is linked to that is she likes to go to the Great Escapes travel agency, which is this place that she goes to base. Oh, we lost Damani.
It's all right.
She goes there to
Nope. We got it. It's there.
She goes to a Great Escape specifically to siphon off the joie de vivre of other people who are planning trips. So she can then reapportion that to other people. So that's what she does on the daily. Avoids her brother, who's kind of a pain in the ass, and has and probably almost always has a family dinner with her dad. Her mother's passed away, but with her dad and her brother, like almost always. It's kind of like a standing thing. They have dinner together every night.
I love it. All right.
She tries to make sure she hits that as often as she can.
Okay. That was actually quite a bit of information. Thank you very much. Do you want to go next, Crystal or Martin? Anybody, either of you.
Oh, if no one else wants to go next, sure.
Martin.
All right, Martin's
going to
go next. Then. All right.
Okay, so yes, Leonardo is an Olympic gymnast in the men's artistic stuff, like holding his body completely still and horizontal between two rings up in the air and all this cool stuff.
So he is he specifically he trains as a gymnast then?
Yes.
Okay.
He is, so a lot of he does have a decent amount of free time, but in game, but a lot of his time just goes to practicing the various maneuvers, working out, getting everything down to like body memory and all that. And then he eating and keeping in shape and all that, and then he just has to get away every so often and like wander, explore the town, get some fresh air basically, and he also spends a lot of time visiting the Crest, which is a cliffside overlook that was the site of early aviation attempts, and now hosts a lot of nesting birds and bats and other flying wildlife.
All right.
And yeah.
What does he do for fun besides looking over a cliff?
It's let's see. Good
as
question.
fun as I'm sure that is.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice. It's like I picture. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, I mean, like, because he spends a lot of time training super hard. He has to take his quiet moments away from himself, and he goes and he gazes into the sky and the beauty of the birds and whatnot. But what's in between that? What does he do? Like, does he spend a lot of time by himself? Does he have any friends?
A lot of it is just really he's really focused. He hasn't really branched out too much with a lot of people. He does spend time with his coach, Dean Whitley, but beyond that, he's still kind of getting a feel for who he wants to spend time with, who he wants to make part of his life, and juggling all those demands.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. All right. Crystal, tell us about the average day for Cricket.
Okay. So Dr. Cricket likes to get up early, and
Dr. Cricket. I apologize.
Dr. Cricket. So she gets up early in the morning and she works out, and then heads off to work either at the university or at her lab. Her lab is separate from the university because it is a private business, but she does use it often for things that have to do with the with the university if she's doing some sort of study or working on a project with them. So she will she will utilize her lab for that, but it's not on campus.
All right.
She spends most of her day there. And then after her main bulk of work is done, she does spend time with a group of students that she does like mathlete type of things with them, where they do math challenges, they work on problem solving for math, they learn new types of math and everything like that.
Okay.
And then in the evenings, she has been trying to do speed dating, and it has not worked out very well for her. She has found she's very much a type A personality, and has not found anybody that clicks with that just yet. She does try to go out with some friends, but they're not as close as like other people would think they are. They're just people she knows that she can go out and be social with.
Okay. So when you are at work, what is the project that you're currently working on, independent of the university?
Independent of the university. She was hired by a company to do some number projections for a let's do a pharmaceutical. So she's doing some number algorithms for a pharmaceutical company.
Okay. All right. Damani.
Yes.
What disease does this pharmaceutical company make medicine for?
Oh,
I'm going to have you answer it instead of asking Crystal.
Let's say high blood pressure. That's a big thing.
Okay. I like it. All right, cool. That sounds wonderful. Thank you so much, Crystal. And Damani, tell us about Hector's regular day.
Okay, so Hector is a bouncer. So he's kind of a scary looking dude when he's working, but once he gets off, he's actually a very friendly, gentle giant sort of guy. So being a bouncer, he works some odd hours, but he's the type of guy that's sort of like knows everybody in some capacity. So, he spends a lot of time like basically hanging out in the neighborhood, people he's seen over the years and things like that, and just basically trying to help out as many folks as he can. Like when he's not working, he does like to spend a lot of time at a local homeless shelter. He kind of had a bit of a rough patch growing up too, and just kind of embraces giving back when he can.
Okay. What's the name of the person who runs the homeless shelter?
Let's say Miss Calloway.
Okay. Got it. Oh, Miss. Ooh. I mean, if Hector swings that way, I'm just saying.
Hey,
you're like, it's definitely going to be a woman. It's
it's totally going to be a woman.
It's totally a woman because I'm going to hit that. It's going to be great. Not you didn't say that anyway.
Oh no.
Now I'm projecting. So
Miss Calloway's probably like a nice matronly sort. Who knows?
Okay.
Maybe that still works.
I was gonna say it takes all types. Like
exactly.
Everybody's got their thing. All right, very cool. What was the last fight you were in?
Let's see. Bachelorette party kind of gone a little awry at the club. And we'll say Hector was gently coaxing them down from the table, and a few guys wanted to be like, you should let them do whatever. Got a little rough and wanted to show out, and were kindly escorted from the establishment by their face.
By their face. I love it. Okay, awesome. And where do the outsiders come into all of that you just told me?
Oh, I'm sure quite a few have probably popped by the club at some point or another, and just walking the neighborhoods and just being about town. It's like people tend to seek him out, so it's not strange for him for just some random interesting person just to pop up and start talking to him.
But you don't like necessarily like go out of your way to interact with outsiders. It's more just like, you know, they're around, it's cool, but not like my roommate's satyr or anything like that.
Exactly. It's like I know they're out there and I know they're gonna find me.
Yeah. Okay, so it's more of a burden for you. Got it. Okay.
It's like, all right, what you got? Come on, let's talk.
All right, very cool. Okay, well, okay, so the way that this game works is, again, it's a game about time management. So since no one here has like only a little bit of time except for Crystal. Crystal is the only one that has way more money than time. Everyone else is like, I have lots of time. I just don't have that much money. So that will be obviously a downfall for her, except for the fact that it means that, you know, she'll be able to still do things, but it just, you'll see how it works. But I just wanted to let you guys know kind of how it works. So what ends up happening is every scene, I'm going to ask you for a free time. Okay. And then you will give me that free time, and then you will tell me what you are doing in the next scene. And it can be, oh, I'm going to go to this spot on the map and I'm going to look for this or talk to this person, or I'm going to stay where I'm at and I'm going to make a phone call instead. Or I'm going to go to work, or I'm going to go spend time with a loved one, or anything like that. So usually free time is used when you are doing something other than going to work or devoting time to an attachment. If you're doing either of those two things, you actually get free time back, because that's kind of how the game works. Is, you know, you are out doing all your stuff. It's not free time if you're going to work or spending time with the people close to you, because that's what you're supposed to be doing, and instead you're out there doing other things. So yeah, you know, that's not the free time. So you get free time back when you do those things. So let's go. Let's start with, oh gosh, where do you guys meet? Do you guys have like a place that you guys meet regularly for meetings, or just to check in, or do you guys just have like a Facebook group for that, or like how do you guys do this?
I have not thought about that.
We didn't really connect our character to each other, did we?
We didn't actually. Do we want to spend a little bit of time doing that?
I was sort of looking forward to it, but if we're already going into this, we might be able to retcon that.
Let's do it. So, who were the first two gods to engage with each other? Let's say that. Let's roll randomly for that.
Okay.
Let's roll randomly. All right. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it looks like Cricket and Hector were the two gods who encountered each other first. And how did that encounter go? And how did you guys decide to join forces?
We have vastly different backgrounds, so this is going to be interesting.
Well, okay, so does your club ever do like speed dating nights or like ladies' nights?
Why, yes, they do.
That would probably be the only reason why Cricket would ever go into a club.
Yes, they host those every Wednesday. Perfect.
All right.
So you guys then.
Her friends dragged her out to get her socializing.
And that's how you guys met. So how did that first encounter go?
Well, seeing as you were drugged there, I probably noticed that you were kind of feeling a little uncomfortable, and it's like just kind of throwing in some casual conversation here and there. It's like, hey, it's okay, it's cool, have fun. You won't die, I promise.
And that feeling of like protection and like calming and stuff, obviously, you know, Cricket would have noticed that. But is that something that Cricket's even looking for? Like, you know, was she, you know, it's like basically, again, like with you guys having such, I'm so happy that we did a random roll with the two of you having such like a vastly different background. Like I'm trying to figure out, like, obviously you guys didn't just decide on that night and, you know, to join forces. Cause again, when you become a pantheon, you are joining your souls, and that cannot be reversed. So like it could be that you guys did not, like you guys met and you guys were like, like I don't feel like killing that other person, but I'm not really feeling them, and you guys just parted ways. And then it could just be that each of you connected with one of the other people, and then you guys came together. So or do you guys think that there was something in common between the two of you that could have been the catalyst to make you guys say, we want to do this together?
I would have to say that there would have to have been an event at the club in order for her to connect to a random stranger like that.
What kind of event? Like a violent event, some sort a divine event?
Yeah, there would have probably had to have been some sort of divine something that like because at this point she's all alone, so it would have had to have been something where she either had to connect with somebody in order to protect herself,
Yeah,
or it was some sort of like a divine intervention of forced connection of no, you two need to work together.
well, remember too that like Hector is kind of like, he's kind of the man about town, you know what I mean? Like if you go into a club that he's the bouncer, he knows a lot of the clientele, he knows the owners, he knows the other bouncers, he knows, the Gorgon that's hanging out in the booth, like he knows everybody. Like, so if you are feeling isolated, it might even be advantageous for you to be like, maybe I want to get to know that guy.
Aloy,
Yeah.
You mentioned something a while back about Satyr roommate. Is it possible that there was like Satyr at speed dating, and Damani saw it kind of coming and was like, right?
Oh no!
Like monitor the Satyr who is speed dating. He's not a bad person. He's just a Satyr.
He's just a Satyr that's speed dating.
Like, maybe I don't know. That's a divine event.
That could be it. Definitely. And that's what I was saying is like, I don't know if you need a huge event or even just to see how connected this other person is.
I think if she saw the connections and like how everything worked together, she would be more inclined to jump into that cog of that machine.
Okay.
So because she's very much a trying to figure out how everything works from a mechanical standpoint.
Right.
And if there's no reason for her to join in, then she's just like, oh, well, why would I bother? Because this is boring. This doesn't interest me.
So I'm going to say then that like you two met each other, like, because again, when you see another god, when a god sees another god, you guys, there's like a Highlander kind of thing. Like, you're another god. Wait a minute. Does this mean we have to kill each other? You don't have to, but for some people, if you were a puck eater, the urge would be there. But for everybody else, it's like, cool. Like I don't have
a random sword out of nowhere.
Exactly. One of my. Oh, I'm sorry. Just to digress. One of my very favorite episodes of the Highlander TV series was when Connor McLeod was wearing cutoff jean shorts and a tank top, and he saw another Highlander, and just all of a sudden had a sword, and I was like, where did that sword come from? Cut off jean shorts and a tank top, and you're telling me you had your sword on you?
They've been alive for a really long time. They figured out some secrets.
I will also point out that when he had straight hair in the present, he had straight hair in the past. And when he had curly hair in the present, he also had curly hair in the past. I just, it's just another thing that you notice when you watch the Highlander TV.
It's all cyclical, right? Like it's all fashion cyclical.
Everything that happens in the present. Remember that time in the past where I also had curly hair? Anyway, so I'm going to say, though, that the two of you connected and had an encounter with each other. But I'm going to say no, like nothing really drew each other to each other to do that. So now let's roll again and let's see who meets up this time. Okay, so this time Hector and Kayla meet each other.
Hector knows everybody.
Sure.
Well, I mean, I guess that's just how it's going to work out then.
So Hector, how old is Hector?
I'm figuring early 30s, I guess.
Okay, so one thing we could do, which maybe too on the nose, is we could have come up in the same neighborhood, and you could have been a classmate of my older brothers.
Okay, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
When we knew each other, right, it was high school, and you said you were how old again?
We'll say 32-ish. Oh, what works for you? I mean, I can.
No, that's great. So Kayla's 26. So when you were 18, she would be 12.
Okay.
So you could have known her when she was like a kid, and then diverted paths, whatever, and then kind of like, oh, really? Seriously? Like you're a guy
like this guy. Oh, how's your brother? Oh, never mind.
Sure. Yeah. No. So then, do you think that works, Aloy?
It does. Hector, who died that you know?
Who died?
That led you to the funeral parlor.
Oh, you know what? Let's say a cousin, another cousin that I grew up with, fairly close to. So definitely, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right,
And then,
so
Damani, I think the last thing is we should, maybe not now, but we should figure out what our characters' interactions were like and/or what they thought of each other when they knew each other as kids. Right? Like we're like, oh, that's my friend's little annoying sister. Was that like, right? All that. Eventually, we should figure out that.
Right. It's like, oh, she was cool, but her brother, yeah.
You could have been like, wow, she's all right, but her brother's an idiot. And,
Yeah.
So we'll figure it out. That'd be cool.
Oh, yeah.
or was she like cool? Or was she like cool and like you'd go over to hang out with her brother and then she would end up hanging out with you too? You know, like I was always that little brother. Like, you know, my brother's friends would come over to hang out with him and I would just hang out with them too, even though I was way younger than them, just because, you know, I could hang. You know, so can Kayla hang? That's really the question.
Yeah, so Kayla, in my head, Kayla could hang if like you really wanted to have a conversation about how like the Sweet Valley Twins books were bullshit from like the perspective.
Oh yes,
that's what the library had. Right, so it's not quite like it's just like all right. It wasn't even like a representation issue for her, just as much as she disliked the writing. Right? She's like, come on, like what am I? 12? And everyone's like, yeah.
It's like, well, you kind of are at 12.
But anyway,
but yeah, keep going. Yeah.
so yeah.
It's like, does Hector actually know that, or is Hector just humoring her, or did like I read those books when I was younger too? Like,
and that's
exactly. You know what? It's like, yeah, sure, I read them too.
Yeah, there you go.
So we bonded. Right?
Like, you know what? You're right. They are kind of bull crap here.
Maybe that's the thing that Hector did for Kayla. Right when she brought it up, like all the other kids were all like her brother's friends, her male friends are all 17, 18 years old. And they're like, what the hell are you talking about? And like they started tearing into her. And then Hector's like, hey, I read those books too, right? Like,
no. She's right. She's right. Book 2 is total bullshit. I don't know what they were doing there.
I just imagine like you going to your cousin's like wake and like from behind you, you hear, doesn't this wake remind you of book 7 at Rebecca's grandmother's house? And you turn around, you go, Kayla? Oh, what? You know, because that's the only other person you've ever talked about those books with ever.
Sure, I like it.
It's like hey, don't you go telling everyone I read those books now.
Yeah, it's like, Kayla, man, you better keep that on wraps. You know, I gotta maintain my credibility over here.
Exactly.
I like it.
Yeah.
No, I actually really like that, and that actually tells me that you too, especially with you being the god of protectors, you would likely want to look over Kayla. So becoming a 2-god pantheon makes a lot of sense for you guys, just in general. So I would say you two are the first two to engage with each other, and I like that. All right, cool. So let's roll again.
Woo! Not Hector.
No, not Hector this time, actually. I rolled a 10 on Leo and a 10 on Kayla. So that means the next gods that interacted were Kayla and Leo. It's kind of interesting how like the connections are happening kind of circular here.
Mm-hmm.
The next one will be that Leo meets Cricket because that's the last combo.
Well, let's see. I'm sorry, Ray. You said Kayla's Dominion was some combination of expectation, bucket list, and what else?
Yeah, so she wanted
Aspiration,
right? like anticipatory joy.
There you go. Well, which Leo has a lot of. to be quite honest.
Yeah. Certainly going, improving and stuff like that, and going on traveling to distant places and everything
Okay.
is all tied in there. Did we maybe meet in our professional capacity while working towards something, or do you think maybe we had a mutual friend, or
Yeah. Did Leo go to school? I don't know how old Leo is. That's
Leo is I think 18. I
Okay.
tried to figure out when, like, Olympic athletes start much younger, obviously, but
Yeah.
Sure.
usually.
So most likely did not go to the same school as Kayla or
Yeah,
anything.
So what if, like, again, this is like I feel like I'm pulling on all these like really weird tropes, but what if like there was a like college readiness fair or like a campus tour or something that Leo had to go on and Kayla was there, and there was potentially like this Highlander moment because it was too young and Kayla being a goddess to understand what was up. So she was there and she walked by and she's like, gave you the stank eye and you gave her the stank eye back. And she's just like, doesn't know why. She's like, what the, right? And that's smoothed out maybe since, but like initially it was just like two people who didn't really quite get it. Right?
Okay. Yeah. I'd like them to have done something a little bit more than just walk by, though.
Sure.
Well, that was just how you guys like encountered each other. Not,
Right.
Now we can kind of come up with the reason why you would have chosen to join Souls. So,
I mean, maybe it was like, right, like this weird moment where we were like, again, like really aggressive towards each other, like not punching each other, but just like very aggressive for no apparent reason whatsoever. And then finally, like Kayla was like, "Are you hungry?" You're like, "Yeah." She's like,
and it's like, yes, I need to eat my body weight in in a day.
She's like, "I think I have guest passes left in the cafeteria. Come on." And right, so you guys just kind of awkwardly walked together to the cafeteria and ate a meal together in like one of those weird college, like where you can make like a big sub, right? You ate like a ton of eggs, and she's like, "What's that about?" Right? Just so like that was right.
So, and when you guys got to the cafeteria, how did you dispose of the pucks that were there eating all the food that you went to go eat?
Oh,
that's a good question. What do you think, Leo? What do you got?
Okay, so pucks. So there's a lot of them.
For anybody who's watching, pucks are like little gremlin-y type creatures that are usually invisible unless they want to be seen, or while they're eating, or when they're like not paying attention. They can go invisible anytime they want to, which is the scary part, though.
Can I actually jump in since I actually have a connection to the campus?
Sure.
So, because there is a good chance that Dr. Cricket would be there too.
At the job fair?
At the cafeteria.
Okay.
So maybe the job fair, maybe, but only like if she had to be. Like,
right.
Like acquired. All right.
The company I was hired for right now wants me to be there.
Well, you're looking for new up and coming scientists and stuff like that. So yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you can totally be there as well.
Okay.
Were you there for the fight? Are you there for the fight with the pucks?
That's what I'm thinking. Yes, she would probably have been there then if she would have felt something going on.
Okay.
At that moment. So
what if it's like a reoccurring thing with you and this group of pucks? Right? Like if you're on campus, maybe like once every 3 or 4 weeks, you have to roll back and be like, one of them like, it's tacos today. And you're like, so like, right?
Yes. She'd be like, okay, I have this down to the hour that you guys are here.
Sure.
Let's just get this over with. So in 2 weeks you can come back and it's going to be Salisbury Steak Day. You know?
Okay, well, then I guess I'm going to retract my question to Kayla and Leo. and say, what trap does Cricket have ready to get sprung while they're trying to eat their lunch? since we've just redefined this whole scene.
I apologize.
No, it's fine. Now you have to come up with a trap though that you have.
Oh, she would do something like Rube Goldberg-esque. So she would have something that like they have to sit down with or at like a certain table or walk over to a certain table or something like that, and then like they'd knock a wire which knocks a bowling ball over, and it like is purposely distracting to them so they don't see that there's like a laundry basket over their head.
They are very easily distracted by shiny things. So that is not hard to do with them.
Yeah,
I'm
so she would
that these are your standard we'll get into weird types of pucks later, but these are just standard pucks. Crazy.
And she would like scoop it up like you would like a spider in a jar where you put something underneath it and like go get out of here. You don't need to be in here. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Awesome. And then you guys
going out
could do that.
Kayla, going out, you actually know someone who could possibly talk to them afterwards. It's like, look, we got to get on the schedule here, guys.
And I'm sorry, Roy. I didn't quite catch what you just said. And then we came afterwards.
I said Leo and Kayla would have seen that happen.
Gotcha.
So how did the two of you react to? How did the two of you, relative strangers, react to this other person in a lab coat springing a Rube Goldberg trap on these creatures that you guys have never seen?
I kind of like the idea, if it works for you, Martin, where like Kayla and Leo initially, like they walk there, they're getting ready to get their food, they check in with the guest pass, and then they're just standing there next to each other holding a tray, just looking at the pucks and just being like, and looking at each other and looking at the pucks, and looking at the people, being like, asking, do you see that? People like, what are you talking about? Right, just regular kids at school, and then finally, like Crystal, like rushes by us, right, in this lab coat, and then like pulls out a slide whistle or some shit, right? I don't know, like Rube Goldbergs it up, and the two of us are just like,
what?
Did that like, really just happen?
Yeah, no, exactly. Like comparing notes, and I also like, at least for Kayla, she can't imagine a better way to do that, right? She's not the kind of person who'd see a Rube Goldberg machine and be like, that should be better. She's like, that's amazing. She's like, that's great. So something like that, maybe?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And I could just see the other students, like some of the newer ones, like, what was that? Ones that have been around, like, it's just Dr. Cricket. Don't worry.
Yes, that's normal.
Just Dr. Cricket.
Yeah. Like she does close-up magic as well, or something.
Hey, whatever keeps the students interested, I guess.
Exactly. All right. Well, is that an inciting incident to make you want to become a Pantheon at that point? Or is that more just an interesting occurrence?
I mean, is for Pantheons, because I'm a little unclear.
Yeah.
For Pantheons, right, we're all in the same ish area. And then like maybe all the things that already happened were the thing that when the inciting incident happened, these were the people we went to. Right. Does that make sense? Like that sets the table for the actually.
And that's essentially what it is a Pantheon is a group of gods who live in the same area who have decided to join forces instead of fighting. Like that's essentially what a Pantheon ends up being. Sometimes they like each other, sometimes they don't, but it's for mutual survival. Because if you continue to stay a Pantheon of 2, then a Pantheon of 5 will come and take over your stuff. Okay. So you don't want that. So it's also kind of like it's gangs the RPG. Like you are joining a gang that you can never leave, which is why you can't leave a pantheon.
It's time management gangs.
It's a time management
Time
gang. That
Okay.
is part-time gods. Yes.
All right.
I don't know. I think that definitely gives Cricket a chance to show off her amazing ability to calculate angles and Rube Goldberg it up. But I'm still not sure how that would get Kayla and Leo to.
Well, and it might not at this point, right? Okay, so you guys found each other and you engaged with each other, but maybe that wasn't the thing to make you want to join forces. Kayla and Hector are already together, so they're meeting and getting together and stuff.
It would certainly make Dr. Cricket more. And is Cricket a last name or a first name in this case?
No, it's her first name.
Never
Lovelace.
know.
Lovelace is her last name.
But does she go by Dr. Cricket or does she go by Dr. Lovelace?
She goes by Dr. Cricket.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. So you might think her last name is Cricket, because obviously, who would name their kid Cricket as a first name? But that's what my brain. That's exactly what I said to Crystal. I was just like, "What kind of name is Cricket?" It's like, no, I looked it up. It means this. Okay, I mean, sounds great. It's a cute name. Like, I'm sure Dr. Cricket was a cute little girl. Like.
Oh, she's adorable.
I'm sure she was adorable. I don't know if she's adorable anymore, but she was adorable. She's
We'll
evil
see.
now. I think she's evil now. I know you can be adorable and evil. So she's probably.
Oh, yeah. I mean, have you met me in real life?
You are not evil. You are adorable and a saint. It's crazy. Okay, so
I would actually say that this would actually be a way for Cricket to be like, okay, I know you two, we can just be copacetic right now. Like, it would be more like a neutralizing, hey, I know you're here, I'm here, I won't get in your way, don't get in mine, type of thing.
So since you knew about Dr. Cricket, since you already knew about these pucks and you had kind of timed them, what's another type of outsider that you've been trying to research outside of pucks because they're elusive?
Hold on a second. Let's see here.
Sure. I'll ask a similar question to Damani, as the resident outsider expert in the town. What is the most prevalent type of outsider in your guys' city?
Oh, now that is a question. You mentioned satyrs earlier, which I think would be hilarious having to deal with a bunch of them. So,
what is that?
Satyrs. How about satyrs?
Satyrs? All right. So there's lots of satyrs here in town then. Okay.
I'm so sorry, everyone.
There's going to be other types too, but there's a lot of satyrs in town.
I do have a possible connection with Hector, between Hector and Leo, actually.
Okay.
Involving outsiders. So I was wondering, but you were obviously winding something up with the most common outsiders. So I can hold it until if you were going to launch something with that.
Oh, I'm always about to do something, but go ahead.
So I was saying in my backstory, I said that Leo got his spear, soaring star, from a lady Cyclops named Nemesis, who wanted to, and he got it for helping her with getting a prototype flying chariot device thing to work. I was wondering if Hector had encountered Leo in like clubbing or something like that, and and he was the one who put a Nemesis in touch with Leo in order and made that connection there.
I think it would probably be more likely that you are both like you both know Nemesis. And like less that like Hector got Nemesis to go talk to you, and more like you both know Nemesis. So then Nemesis was just like, hey, you guys should know each other. That's like an easy way for you guys to learn about each other. And Nemesis is probably what is called a guised giant. For anybody who's read Mythic Echoes Volume 1, that is actually, there are giants that they can basically put on a human skin, and they can be undetected. They're called guised. So she's probably a guised giant, because it's really hard for giants to exist in the city without being guised.
Oh yeah, she's the tall lady that shows up every once in a while. Yeah. I know her.
Yeah, but without the human skin, she's the super tall lady.
Right.
You know?
Really thick round glasses. It's just
And my
Yes.
yeah. So there's that. So yeah, that's an easy way for you guys, and learning that, you know, you have mutual friends is a good way to kind of, you know, bring around that camaraderie. Crystal, did you figure out what type of outsider you've been researching lately?
Yes. So she has been researching and trying to find out more information about the Tengu.
Ooh, the Tengu. Love it. Okay. All right. There will be a Tengu somewhere in this game now. You're welcome. So it might not be a good encounter. Just letting you guys know. It depends on
Just throwing it out there.
It depends on what you guys do.
yeah, aren't they like legitimately terrifying in this game?
All right, and
they're described as heavenly dogs, so I figured she probably would have uncovered something in like one of the celestial math equations that she was working on and got clues that way.
Yeah, you started like unlocking the math behind Enochian, and you unlocked like a pathway to the heaven or something like that. It's probably something like that. Like you solved an unsolvable equation, and from that you resulted in a single Tengu feather landing at your feet, and you're like, okay, I have to figure out, there's a larger equation here, and then that might end up unlocking something more. But I have this feather and I can run analysis and stuff on it. It's wonderful.
This is going to end so well.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I
100%.
it all ends well for me either way. So Ray, what type of outsider comes in to attack the satyrs of the city?
Trying to think of like what exists.
Lots of things exist.
Yeah.
If you just throw something out, we can find a thing that'll fit.
I'm drawing a blank. Unusual for me.
It is kind of unusual. I was expecting you to be like, bam.
Yeah. What is there some sort of like unquiet, like dead, sad ghosts, right? Like some sort of spirit of like apathy, some sort of like elemental, right? That sort of thing.
Okay.
Like,
so an elemental, well, this would be an emotional spirit.
Yeah, but don't make it emotional. Maybe there's like, this is more interesting. Maybe it's like storm demons.
Okay.
I mean, that's a very physical thing, and then it could make our town extra rainy, which is fun. That's a weird thing to happen.
Well,
right?
The next question was going to be, and how did you all band together to defeat the storm demons?
We already took care of it.
Yes.
Okay. How does this group of people? I think it involves Leo flying into clouds. I bet. I bet that's part of it.
Okay.
Making them chase me, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got there. Yeah. Or it could be like Cricket, right? Could have also come up with like some giant weird meteorological device that could lower or raise the pressure to the correct whatever. So Leo's guiding them into some sort of trap that Cricket made with her math and science knowledge.
All right.
Kayla gave a lot of people high fives. and is very out of her depth, dealing with creatures of elemental rain and water. She's like, I can make them sad, and they're like, they don't really have emotions, and she's like, son of a bitch. she's like, and or maybe the thing that she did right is maybe she worked with Hector to help rally the satyrs and get them to realize that this is a problem you need to actually work on.
I like that. That sounds
So
pretty
that's
cool. Yeah, and actually, I'm going to say it's probably just a storm giant, since we now know that giants do exist in town.
Okay.
Storm giants called Gaials, so it's probably a group of Gaials. So that's pretty great. So you could have affected them emotionally, but I like the idea of rallying the satyrs even more. So that's
you
cool.
hedonistic bastards. You got to do something about this.
Guys, seriously. Like, you may have given them
This is an issue.
Satyrs, don't let the storm giants rain on your parade.
Oh.
She may have given them, what would it be? Trying to think, like, chemical sexual suppressants, right? Like, she emotionally drained them of their lust just long enough to get them to listen.
Yes.
She's trying to take the edge off, and she felt bad about it.
Yeah.
She's like, you're like,
well, and I could
case,
even see something like, I could see Dr. Cricket probably like doing the math of exactly where Leo would have to throw his javelin in order to pierce the armor of the storm giant. And, then you throw the most immaculate javelin and you defeat the storm giant and everybody loves you guys. And then you decide to become a pantheon. I think that's a great inciting incident to become a pantheon.
Cool.
Is everybody happy with that, or?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Gigantomachy. Excellent.
Well, that's good. That's a great little backstory. No XP. You don't get any XP for it. Sorry.
Well, forget it then.
I mean, that's awesome. Like, should have just been the game.
Why am I even playing this game if not for the XP? Sorry.
Yeah, this game is just tell us things about what your characters did before.
You don't
have to do anything in the present. Okay, so with all of that said, where is a place that you guys meet and gather to talk about things happening, or do you guys have a Facebook chat for that? I'm going to go back to my original question from 45 minutes ago. It's wonderful.
Like all around, just to come back to that.
I mean, but now, like, we know how you guys got together. So let's say like another 6 months has passed since that happened, right? So since then, the dust has settled. There really hasn't been all of that craziness or anything. I'm sure you guys engage when you need to, not necessarily all the time. Like, we kind of established Kayla and Hector are kind of close. But then Leo is probably mostly training and Cricket is mostly in the lab.
Well, we're near a college, right? Like, ish.
There's a university. Yeah.
What if there's like an amazing local diner with fantastic like fried chicken? Right, like some sort of like diner / soul food spot that's near the college town, right? Because that could occur, and Leo can go there and eat a lot of calories, right? So it's super good for Leo. Like, Leo can bulk up, and it's like a place where probably Hector, I would imagine, knows some people who either frequent that or that sort of thing.
Who knows? Maybe there's an outsider on the grill.
Yeah, sure, 100%. Like you keep. I even love the idea that like the owner is somebody who like owes you favors, so keeps giving people jobs, but it's always like outsiders and like
I don't know why you keep sending these weird dudes here.
Who's it this week? And you're like, listen, he's gonna wash the dishes. Don't try to talk to him. He's gonna be a great worker.
Hey,
really good at that. Just
the camera comes over and it's like some zombie or something just washing dishes, giving you like a slow thumbs up.
All right. So where am I here? Oh, that's right. I'm over here. So I'm going to do this. So I'm actually going to roll randomly. We're going to see where your guys' favorite diner is. Where's my roller here? Here it is. Okay. So now you're okay. So it's at 1-9. So it's way up in the corner. Okay, and that's the name of the diner is called the Silver Spoon, is what I have decided
Nice.
for no reason. But it makes you feel like you're rich because they don't, they wash their plates and as opposed to some restaurant, like it's not a Waffle House, like they actually
It's a
wash
step
plate
up.
Is it one of
it's not,
those?
it's not a huge step up, so they have to have an elusive name
Like
to make
only one chair wobbles.
Is it one of? Is
every
it
third chair wobbles.
Is it one of those? Is the whole diner like one of those silvery, metallic ones, like the that are like the chrome?
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, there's a lot.
Oh.
It's a theme. Yeah, no, I like that. Okay, so and that is at 1-9. So just so we know where it is, when the action starts happening. So, well, very cool. So you guys have, kind of shown up. What do you guys order at this place? Like, what kind of food does this place, serve?
You said the fried chicken. Mm-hmm.
Well, what town are we in again?
We are in the
Oh.
city.
The city.
Oh, we don't. I thought we were down south.
No, I think I had said it was
I
like
thought we
in
were in
North
Georgia.
Carolina, just because of the Wright brothers, but I didn't pick a town or anything.
Gotcha.
So, what's good North Carolina diner food?
The East Coast.
Waffle House.
Yeah, Waffle
What's that
House.
like?
Said Waffle House, so you can have waffles. I mean, I'm more just wondering: is this like a Waffle House place where you're ordering waffles and pancakes? Is this a burger place where you're ordering burgers? Is it like a stew place, like on Roseanne? Where you order stew.
Yeah.
Like what is this place known for?
Oh yeah. Okay. So what's with the special?
Oh, are we each saying what we're ordering, or are we going for this?
Generally is fine.
Mac and cheese
I mean,
and chicken's always a good one.
Okay, so
I
it is like a
drunk food because
Say that again.
it's like drunk food.
That is.
Okay.
That is.
I was gonna say it's probably a soul food restaurant then.
It's like
Soul food, yeah, soul food totally works too.
It's a diner / soul food joint, right? So like somebody brought the metal box from New Jersey, and maybe it's even like a Greek family that runs it. So they're like putting strange spices in the fried. It's good fried chicken, but it's like suspect in a way. Why is that in there? And you're like, it's good, and you're like, it is not bad. Like that is like it is good, but too much.
It's not bad, but you're like, why does it taste like this?
Sure, yeah, like right. It's all like so. It's like modern, slightly off takes on Southern classics.
It reminds me of something my father-in-law said once that just cracked me up. It's like when you're talking good barbecue, there's a fine line between excellent barbecue and health code violation. So they kind of straddle that line a little bit.
All right. Just a second here. I am putting in some values here into my system.
I'm doing my timekeeping.
Kinda, a little bit. 5-4, and then Leo is also 5-4. Okay, so to enter this scene, I am going to ask each of you for one free time. So now
I'll eat. I could eat.
On the character sheet, do we mark the boxes to check off when we've lost something, or do we just stop when we reach the top, or do we fill them in at our max and then remove them?
So on the sheet, if you're using the one from the book, then yeah, you mark in what you have. No, because you write in your total, like your max in the box, and then you mark off when you use it.
So it's like a bar graph.
Yeah, it's like a bar graph, and then when you hit that, then you erase it when you earn it back. Or I'm actually going to be tracking it also in the private chat. So that's what I was typing. So you guys, how often do you meet? I guess would be the next question. Or do you only meet when there's something important?
I'd say fairly regularly. Like, we all have, certainly Dr. Cricket and Leo and have busy schedules, and Kayla, working at the, like her customers are late, but she can't be.
True.
And and Hector's got all these connections and things like that. So I think that they probably do spend all this. It's like, okay, we've got to do this, work this into our schedules pretty regularly, or else we're just not going to meet up at all.
Yeah.
Is it weekly?
Weekly sounds pretty good.
Always Monday morning or something. Or,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
could
know.
see weekly.
Sounds good.
So Monday morning, weekly. Unless an emergency pops up or something, All right, cool. Well, you guys are meeting for your Monday morning mac and cheese, apparently.
I didn't get
Hey,
this physique by turning down meals.
And while you guys are doing that, and mostly just like, so how's your week been? And, anything else interesting happen or anything like that? I'm going to say that Hector ends up getting a text from an unknown number that says, what does it say? It says, I need to meet with you about an urgent matter. Actually, it says with you and your pantheon.
Oh,
That could be a good reason to have a meeting.
Well, I mean, you're already there, so
Okay. Okay, so text comes up. Okay, well, our day just got a little more interesting. Just kind of slide the phone out to the middle of the table to show everyone. I mean, I'm used to people looking for me, but this is pretty specific.
definitely someone's looking under our skirts a bit.
Right.
Who is this contact?
Good question. Apparently they got my number from somewhere. Obviously they've been looking at walls and bathrooms or something, but all right. Oh, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't go to the men's room.
usually there's women's like numbers on the men's room, but like in this case, they were like, no, for help. Call Hector. Just on the men's
It's like rooms or something. No, they know.
with boobs, like it's for help, and it's like with boobs there. The original version didn't put that. Somebody else went and drew boobs over it.
Of course.
That's also a thing that happens where you scribble out part and then you draw boobs.
I
No,
gotta pay more attention in bathrooms.
Men are crazy.
clearly you are not hanging out at the right bathroom.
It is certain bathrooms. It's not every bathroom. It's certain bathrooms. Anyway,
All right.
Is the number listed? Like, do we see an incoming number, or is it?
no,
Like,
it just says unknown.
gotcha.
Yeah, because it's a cell phone. It says unknown, spam likely. Your phone wants to sort it away, but something tells you shouldn't.
Right.
All right. Well, I mean, the good news is we're all here.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's a coincidence.
Mm. So I guess I'll send a text. Where are you?
That's a good question. They say wherever you are, I can be there in 5 minutes.
Wow. Okay. So, are we up for some company?
Yeah. We don't have to leave then.
Well, yeah. Maybe we can convince them to pick up the tab. I don't know, but
Hey,
Hey,
I like how you're thinking.
sounds good to me.
all right. So it's like we are at the Silver Spoon. Swing on through.
Okay. And actually, anybody who is eating would need to spend a wealth, by the way, just
To eat.
because. If you're choosing to eat, otherwise you'll just have to eat later.
No,
So
Kayla has to eat her nonsensical salad. Which is like a salad with like half a pound of fried chicken and blue cheese on it. It's like I'm eating a salad, and it's not.
like, yeah, underneath everything.
Yeah. It's a salad. It's good for you. I was like,
Anybody else eating or buying any food?
Yeah.
Rio,
I guess I'm eating.
I'm just writing it
Rio
down
is definitely
so far.
eating.
Actually, there should be 3 and 4 and I mean, Cricket's got money, so it's like, whatever. You
Just
got
rub
money.
it in.
Well, it
okay,
would have been
cool.
after her workout anyway, so she'd be hungry.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's right, because you wake up early and you work out. Okay, cool. So, well, then, in a little bit that passes by, you are, you see a man come into the room. Instantly, you can tell that he is a satyr, mostly due to his horns. He is not. He's got like he's wearing pants and stuff, so like you can't see like his goat legs and stuff like that. But like he's a satyr because he's like a short kind of guy, and has horns that look like satyr horns, and a goatee because they all have goatees. Even the women, it's a thing. So it's a thing. They all have goatees because it's in the name. So his name is Philip. So he introduces himself as Philip. I know Philip the Satyr doesn't sound, magnanimous or anything, but that's his name. And he kind of like gestures like can I sit with you? Or, is this a sort of thing where you are kind of holding court in a way, like he's not allowed to sit with you? He has to present his case to your booth, so I'm just wondering how you are approaching that.
I'm like, go on. Have a seat. Come on.
Yeah, I'll scoot over.
Okay, so everybody's cool with that. Okay, awesome. All right, just making sure. Not everybody's like that. So,
Speak, Philip of the Satyrs. Tell us what you desire.
He tells you that recently, probably over the last, somewhere around 2 to 3 months, he has noticed that there have been more missing satyrs that have kind of been popping up. They don't necessarily go to the police, because that can definitely out them as to what they are. But they also didn't want to bring it up to any Outlanders just in case it was nothing. But he says like probably over the last 2 to 3 months, there's been like 5 confirmed satyrs that have just gone missing. Yes, Martin. Yes.
wow.
I'm not even proud.
Bravo.
Where were all these puns in the last game? I didn't know that you were a pun master here.
Oh, really?
You were practicing.
So he but he says the latest one, the 5th missing person, is his father. So he is reaching out specifically. He got Hector's number from a friend of a friend, just kind of from another satyr he knew who knew you. So he's like, yeah, I mean, I'll text this guy if he can help me find my dad. So he is saying, I need you to help find my dad. You can ask any follow-up questions. I'll tell you everything that I know. And away we go.
All right, so your dad, he's not the sort just to kind of wander off. So you're sure that this ain't right.
No, he says, no, my dad hurt his leg about a year back to the point where it's actually pretty difficult for him to walk. So he spends a lot of his time just kind of in his apartment.
Okay, gotcha. All right, and let's see. Did you ever see anyone else kind of hanging around that might be trying to do bad things to your dad or anything? Or have you seen anything odd?
He says, sadly, I haven't really noticed anything. I I take care of my dad, but also my 4 brothers and my 2 sisters, and we kind of all live in the same house. So I've been taking care of everybody, and also I have, I have to work because a lot of them are young. So I honestly, I haven't paid attention to everybody's, comings and goings.
Gotcha.
Do,
Well, oh no, go ahead. Sorry.
do the other disappearances have anything in common?
The only thing that's really in common is that it's satyrs who have gone missing. That he knows about.
Gotcha. Okay, and it's like, where was your dad's apartment at?
That's a good question. His apartment was at 0.78. So his apartment is at 7.8. Okay, I'm just marking that down. Let me make sure that there's not already something else on that point. So
that is the funeral parlor.
Actually, yeah, that's the funeral parlor. Oh. So we're gonna make it 8.7 then. So it's nearby to the funeral parlor.
Oh,
you're just hanging out in your basement, Kayla.
I heard weird noises and she didn't think it.
No, that's where his apartment is. And he's like, that's where I live. I mean, anytime if you need to come by and do your, I don't know if any of you are forensic specialists or whatever, but I have a lot of younger siblings, so the place is probably not that clean.
You can give us the home addresses of all the others that went missing, right?
He gives you a list. He'll give you a list. Interestingly, like his dad is kind of on the older side, like in his 50s. But there was one that was a young girl who was kidnapped, a woman, a man, like they're all different ages. There's nothing necessarily in common with why they're being taken. So, but I came prepared. I have a list. Here's the list of the 5 satyrs who are missing.
Do the rest of those people come from big families too?
Satyrs generally come from big families.
Kind of
they just kind of have big families.
Yeah.
So, otherwise, I would say, I'd say like they all kind of come from big families around the same size. Yeah.
Do you have, does the list include like their last known location? Or where they went missing from?
He just brought the list of the names.
Okay.
But, I will say probably the 2 adults likely have like actual like identification and stuff like that you would be able to track. The kids you wouldn't necessarily be able to.
Okay.
So, but he just brought a list of the names because he didn't know what you were gonna need. So his dad's name is Ulysses as well, by the way.
Good, strong name.
Yes, I thought so. Let me see.
Do we recognize these missing satyrs from fighting the storm the Jowlies?
We'll say that there was the woman. The name sounds familiar. Like, it's not necessarily like you guys hung out or anything, but like you rallied her and she had a job at the grocery store, so you remember her name tag. Her name was Kim as well. I'm gonna make up some names right now.
All right.
And then Ulysses, and then I need one more name. I said one was a little girl. Let's see. Got it. So the names are Ulysses. I'm just gonna give you first names. I don't feel like making up last names. Ulysses, Kim, Russell, Jamal, and Shantae. Those are the names that you that are on his list, and obviously, Ulysses is the one he's most he's most concerned with. But I will say that Kim was actually the first one to go missing about 3 months ago. Followed by Russell about 2 months ago. Jamal and Shantae have both been kidnapped within the last month. And those are the 2 children. Both of the children have been and Philip's dad went missing about 3 days ago.
Okay. And you said Philip, let's see, did Philip live with Ulysses? I'm sorry, I missed
Yes.
that.
Yeah, he lives with his dad and his 6 siblings.
Okay. All right. So I'll tell you what, I got a little free time today. So I could swing by, talk to the family a little bit just to kind of take a look around, see if we can get some information.
Okay. He says I'll be at work. But my like the oldest of my siblings, he's like 15. You can talk to him. His name's Eric. Like he'll let you in, and I'll tell him that you're coming and stuff.
Cool. All right, and go ahead, save my number and everything because if you need anything, I got your back, man.
Oh, thank you. And he like gives you a hug. He's like, you can feel like he's got a sense of relief right now, just knowing somebody is going to look into this.
So after he leaves, Kayla's gonna like lean in and be like, Hector, have any of us ever done anything like this before? I'm not. I mean, I've seen that some of those serialized detective shows, which seem to be mostly bullshit. But I mean, like, that's what I got. That's what I got loaded in my thoughts about this.
Well, I don't know. Satyrs, they don't just kind of wander off like that. It just seems like there's something ain't right with this.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of that's not involved with something that just goes dun-dun, is I could probably go to near where his father disappeared, and so my domain is linked in some ways to fear. Because, right, that's what people have to do to get over the fear of all the things that might be holding them back from doing the things they want. I could summon a fear spirit and see if it could track people that were very afraid around there. But that seems like a terribly dangerous idea. But I think I could do it.
It's terribly dangerous if you don't roll well. Like, if you roll well, then you can control it. If you roll like a success, I'll be like, well, it's here and it's going to do what it wants.
Oh, that's good to know. Okay, so
yeah, the more successes you get, like the more control you'll have over.
Oh, so she'll say, I mean, I've summoned spirits before and I haven't had any problems as of yet.
Yeah,
I appreciate the enthusiasm.
I love it.
I'm not saying it's great.
I would actually like to get a map and see where everybody is. Has disappeared.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay. Well, and that's the thing. So he doesn't know. He just gave you a list of names. You would be able to possibly look up the 2 adults. That's what I was kind of saying. So if you want to do that, definitely let's make our first roll of the evening.
Yes, I will do that.
What? This is a role-playing game where you roll dice? What?
Sorry, I thought it was a freeform joke structure.
I thought this was just a freeform prologue RPG.
Exactly.
That's our next game that we make.
All right, cool. Well then, did you send me an updated sheet?
I did. I do have to resend another one to you because my movement and my strength and stuff changed, but I can do that after game.
So basically, I'm going to say it's going to be either a knowledge and tech or an intuition and tech. You can use whichever one is better.
I'm going to use knowledge and tech.
Knowledge and tech. All right.
Yep.
Go ahead and make that roll.
I got 2 successes.
2 successes. Okay. So for 2 successes, I can give you one of them.
Okay.
I was looking for 3 successes for both of them. Do you want to spend some free time to get additional dice? Do you want to? Pantheon dice. I'm sorry. You guys have 4 Pantheon dice.
Okay. I only have 1 free time left, and if you want me to continue to research this, I'd like to use the Pantheon die.
That's fine.
Because you start off at the beginning of each session with the number of Pantheon dice equal to the number of players. So
And then
you have 4.
I didn't know for this game, is this a game where we remind you of what our curses are or not?
So in this game, I kind of know what your curses are. Cursor, because I have your sheets.
Yeah.
And if I see that it would be awesome to activate one, then I'll be like, cool, let's do that. But also, this game, I'm asking for you guys to also be proactive. Cool. So if you're like, "Ooh, I'm going to use my curse," awesome, do that. Let's do that.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's more encouraged that the players do it, because then otherwise it can feel punitive if I'm the only one doing it. So go ahead, Crystal. So I guess the question was, can Crystal use any of the Pantheon dice?
Okay. Go for it.
All right.
Use one.
Yeah, just use one and see if you get something.
Sure, I will use one. Nope, I got a 6 on it.
Okay.
Well, maybe that person knows the other person.
There you go. All right. Well, you know that, and you know what? Let's use Kim as the example, since we've been using Kim. Might as well. Kim went missing around 0.106, way on the other side of town, apparently. Because of course. So let me see. So
Ulysses was 8. Where was you?
Ulysses' house is at 8-7. So Kim went missing at 10-6. Martin, what is at 10-6?
Anything. It could be anything.
It can be anything.
Let's say.
I mean, anything that would be in a town, like it's not a black hole or anything.
Right. That would take some explaining. Let's say the first thing that came to mind is an aquarium. So
I love it. All right, so 10-6 is the aquarium right now. And here's the thing: is it will continue to be the aquarium until the aquarium is no longer important for the story, and then I will erase it because it is, and then something else might be 10-6 later on. So it's literally just until we no longer need it. Or unless one of you guys is like, oh, I'm going to spend some XP and I'm going to make that a permanent part of our territory because I like having an aquarium. You can do that too. So, all right, cool. So yeah, so you found that out, Crystal. Does anyone else want to do anything? Dice rolling, activating attachments, anything like that this scene? Before we move on to the next scene. That's what I always do as well, is if we haven't done anything active, like if all we did was sit around and talk, like that's not an active scene for me to ask you to pay free time for. So you should be able to do something active, some sort of role. Crystal has done hers. So
Crystal said that Cricket was, or maybe even Dr. Cricket said that she was running low on time. Could I try to whisk us?
She's always running low on time. She will never act like she's got all the time in the world. She's always going to be like, look, I got to get back to my lab like in a second. So I'm sorry, go on. What were you going to say?
Bunsen burner on. And
exactly. I got to put a Bunsen burner on and then I can come back out. But like, I got to go to work.
So my question was, would it make sense to try to call on my powers and whisk us over to the spot, because I figure that Dr. Cricket's understanding of patterns and math and stuff might be helpful for investigating the scene. But so yeah, can I fly us over there using the journey and Swift?
Well, the question here is, so that might be a fun way for you guys to maybe get there faster. And that's cool. But did you want to do anything else in the scene? Not the transition to the next scene.
I think
If the answer is no, then that's fine. I will take your free time and we'll give you nothing in return. But I like to give you the chance to do something.
I think Kayla asks Cricket to go with her to the little girls' room.
Oh, to go check out Ulysses? Oh, no,
we're going to go to the bathroom where
okay.
Kayla's going to summon a spirit in the bathroom.
Oh, shit. Okay. Let's do that, apparently.
Diner table, because that's insane. She's going to summon a spirit of joie de vivre.
Of joie de vivre.
They probably know a lot about satyrs. So she's going to hire a joie de vivre detective and see how that
This would be a muse, essentially. Muses are what emotional gods usually summon.
Okay.
Muses are on page 256 if you're looking at your book.
Right. Listen, I bet this is going to come up more than once, so I will write
you
that
might
down.
as well look at it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Spirits are. I wrote up spirits, giants, and pucks the same way. They all kind of have this same stats, and then here's kind of something special for each of the different types. So it's like if any spirit is going to basically work the same, but they'll do different things based on what type of spirit. And in this case, I would say one of joie de vivre would be probably a muse. So it'd have the inspiration ability and the seemingly real ability that is on page 256. So, but let's actually go to your manifestation roll. Did you actually make your roll?
I haven't even tried yet.
Okay. So you guys go to the little girl's room.
Yeah. I guess
like, cool. Well, yeah, we'll talk more about strategy when you get back.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, Aloy, how a muse of inspiration would help us figure this out. Maybe that's Ray doesn't know enough about the game.
Right. Well, no. Okay. So essentially, summoning a spirit that you have control over because you are the god of that thing.
Yeah.
You can send that spirit out to do things for you.
Oh, cool. Okay, great. Yeah. That sounds perfect. So,
now, and obviously, you will just know that while it is out there, it might be inspiring people to do things. It might be siphoning that. So you're unleashing this thing onto the world. It's going to do what you ask, but
eventually,
it might also leave a trail of some sort.
I love it. I'm very excited. I'm very excited to bite us in the ass.
All right, so it would be a soul plus influence roll.
Yeah, and I'm going to use my Faithful Existence special ability, which makes dice a success on a 5+.
Oh, okay.
So that costs one. It costs 1 fragment to use the first time in a scene.
Okay.
So I go from 3 fragments to 2. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. Cool. And then I have a soul of 3 and an influence of 4.
Wow.
Equal 7 dice.
That's some good dice right there.
Pretty good at summoning spirits of joy.
Yeah.
And fear. It's scarier, right? If she summons a spirit of joy, the worst thing is people are going to get psyched. Like, she's not as concerned about that. So what is 10s are 2 successes?
10s are 2s, and now 5 and above is 1 for you now.
I got 3 successes.
Okay. So how long do you want this spirit to investigate?
I think, right, she's going to send it to the location of the dad. Okay. Right? The most recent person, with the idea of trying to find a satyr who maybe in a very quick way their lust for life disappeared, right? They felt hopeless, or right. So like there was this like light that was on, and like their candle was snuffed in terms of like just being afraid and that sort of crap. So as long as it is possible to do so. Yeah. That falls completely underneath your domain. So I'm gonna say that's gonna cost 2 successes. Cool. So what would you like that last success to do? I'd like the last success to be that the spirit spends a little bit of time just positively juicing the family in this time of sorrow. Okay. Right, just giving the kids a little bit of a pick-me-up, little massage, like a little, like. Okay, well, that's cool. All right, awesome. So you do that. We have the spirit going. Can you, actually, I'll roll for it. Sure. Where's the thing here? And what that looks like, right, like on the TV show is Kayla like gets out her phone and like plugs in some earbuds and then she starts like dancing like in a bathroom stall. She's like really kind of getting down. And then if Cricket looks at her suspect or confused, she hands one of the earbuds to you, so you can also enjoy the music, right? Because that's probably why it's so weird to you. And she proceeds to kind of like very joyously dance in a bathroom stall until the spirit arrives.
Yeah, well, that sounds great.
That's what it looks like.
So I rolled, and that spirit will come back with information in 2 scenes.
Perfect.
So,
and she gives it a high five, like on the way out, right?
Yeah,
just a secret, like functional handshake with the spirits of joy, right? Like that whole thing. Yeah.
Cricket, what would you like to do? If anything. No, you did the research stuff.
Yeah, I did the research.
Okay. Did Leo want to do anything this scene, Martin? You want to call anybody or do anything in this scene?
I don't know about calling people.
The answer is no. You have free time to spare. So
yeah, I think I'm good. I'll be a little reckless with that.
Hector, same question then.
Let's see. Well, I do most of my best work actually talking to folks, so I'm gonna hold off for doing anything here too.
Sounds wonderful. Well, I mean, so one thing that, for instance, you could do with Hector is I believe you have community leader, which means once per session you can have a group bond kind of do a job for you, right, for free without having to pay it. And I believe it's without having to give it money, but I believe you still strain it, but you don't have to pay it, which is the important thing. So let me just be sure on that real quick.
I was looking that up earlier, then got distracted by what was going
on. So you can do your first lead follow-up per session from a group bond for free. You still have to pay for other follow-ups. So you don't have to spend any money. But basically what you could do is what's your neighborhood bond at?
2. So
you could strain it and send it out to do something, and then we can make a roll and we can see if anybody comes back with anything. You also have divine eyes. So you could also do something with that, although it's not in your section. Divine eyes are actually really good at doing that. So so just letting you know, like that's what your attachments and stuff are for. It's like you'd be like, okay, cool. Well, I need you to go and investigate this. I mean, you could be like, I want you to go, find information on the aquarium from 3 months ago, and I will come back with some information or whatever they can find, because we roll to see how good the information is.
You know what? That's actually a good idea. I'm gonna have them look into the aquarium incident. Use community leader for that.
Are you going to? So you're going to use your community leader to get your neighborhood to do it?
Yes.
Or are you going to use worshipers to do it? I'm
going to use community leader to get the neighborhood to do it.
Okay, so let me go to those rules because it's slightly different. Because the regular group is going to do it a little bit better, but then cost money. Worshipers is like you don't have to pay them. Like that's the trick. So with regular people, you have to pay them, but you don't. So it's wonderful. So excuse me. So let's see. All right. So you're going to make an influence plus, let's say, what are you asking them to get for you?
Okay.
What do you want them to find for you?
Okay. There was a girl that disappeared here a couple months back. I want to see, what can we find out about that?
So you're specifically looking for Shantae, information on Shantae going missing a month ago.
Correct. I thought it was Kim that was at the aquarium.
Well, Kim was at the aquarium, but Kim was 3 months ago, and you said girl, which made me think
little
girl Shantae. So,
okay.
Well, I mean, because the question would be, do you want to follow up on information you already know, or do you want new information?
New information would be good.
Okay, so then, so we'll have your neighborhood look for Shantae then.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what they will do. All right, so then in that case, you are going to see. So we're looking for information. We're going to have that be a knowledge roll. I don't know what your knowledge is. Is it not good?
Okay.
I'm sorry. So it's going to be influence plus knowledge.
All right. Okay.
So you're going to roll that and tell me how many successes you get.
Okay. 1.
Oh gosh. Okay. Okay. And then you said it's a level 2?
Yes.
All right, I will roll for that. So what we just did is he rolled to see how fast they're going to come back with the results. I'm rolling to see how good those results will be. So let's see what. Ooh, I rolled really good.
Oh,
I mean,
thank you.
it's only on 2 dice, so I got 2 successes. But that just means that you're at least going to get 2 successes worth of information. But it's better than what it could have been, which is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 for info. Okay, cool. All right, cool. Well, then let's go to the next scene. What is everybody doing with the next scene? Let's start with you, Crystal. Where are you going? What are you doing for the next scene?
Okay, so first off, last scene, I didn't actually activate any of my curses. So
Okay.
there's going to be something that I'm going to need you to rule on. Because
Okay.
it says I gain 1 Pantheon dice, but I lose 1 free time.
Yes.
And I only have 1 free time.
Well, then what we will say is so the end of this scene counts before we move into the next one. So yes,
Okay.
at the end of the scene, that means you're going to lose your free time, but you'll gain a Pantheon pool, so that's good at least. Yay for new creative bad things to happen to characters. All right, so now you're at 0. So then the question becomes, what is Cricket? So yeah, so basically this is how it would work. I'd say, all right, I need a free time from you to go into the next scene. And you say, well, I don't have no free time. And I say, well, then you either have the option. Well, then no, actually. So then what I say is then one of your bonds will be requesting your assistance, and I'm going to make it an inconvenience for you because that's my job. So, where's your character? No, that's not you. Dr. Cricket. Okay, so Dr. Cricket, let's see. So, I am going to say that the university, which I noticed you have on your sheet twice. That's kind of interesting. You have the science department at the university and then the local university. You have them both on there.
Because
I mean, it's the same thing, but you have them on there twice.
Location.
Oh, okay. I got it. Okay, so I'm going to say that the local university has gotten a batch of like new people that they need you to do the research on. So they just got a new batch in. I mean, because it's Monday afternoon at this point, so like they're actually kind of expecting you to be at work and helping with the research. So then at that point you have the option to say, sure, I'm going to go do that, and then we will roll to see if you do things. No, you get free time back because you do that. But since they're not strained yet, we don't have to mess around with the rolls that you have, which is really bad for healing and whatnot. But you would be out of whatever the next scene is. So or you can say, nah, I'm not gonna come and do that. Or you can split your time and be like, well, I'm gonna come, but I'm also gonna be doing research while I'm doing that or whatever. So what approach would you like to take for that? I know there's a lot of words. I'm more explaining it for the viewers. So sorry.
At this moment, Cricket is not super invested in this until she has locations that she can take a look at.
Okay.
So she is going to let everyone know that she does have to go to work, but
Okay.
to let her know as soon as they have other locations so that she can start looking at the mathematics behind it and see if there's any sort of pattern that they can discern.
Sounds wonderful. Yeah, so essentially Dr. Cricket says, call me when you got more. Like I don't know. This is sketchy. I don't even know whatever.
She needs more data.
More input, Stephanie.
There's too many variables.
Yeah,
Yes,
there are
I like that one better.
for her to be able to tackle this at this moment.
So basically, devoting a scene, you're going to get what's the attachment level for that again? Is it a 2?
Her attachment level is
For the science department at the university is a 3.
a 3.
So yeah. So you would get up to twice the level back, but up to your cap. So now you have 2 free time again. So
Okay.
there you go. So all right, so you're back up to normal 2 free time. Okay, and then for the rest of you, I'll just ask for free time, and then you let me know what you are going to do with that. Unless you guys also want to go to work, so just let me know. Damani, what's your plan?
Ooh, contemplating hard here. I figure maybe I will drop into work because so many people pass through, so there's a good chance I might be able to pick up something. And then also, I'm kind of on the broke side anyway, so.
You have 3 right now. You're not like super broke. I mean, you're only.
I did eat. I did eat.
Yeah, you did eat. No, I took it away. If you go to work, you'll go up. You'll just gain 1 back. So if you just choose to go to work, you'll gain 1 back, and I believe 1 free time back. But that's cool if you want to do that. It's good to charge up if that's what you're looking to do.
I get the feeling that I'm going to be in here for the long haul. So yeah, want to go ahead and get that now.
All right. Well, then you decide to go to work. So the question that I got from Crystal is, does a 6 go back up? No, because this is actually you responding to a bond, not you choosing to go to work.
Sounds good.
Yeah. But Hector is going to go back up to 5. You're going to go back up to 4, go back up to 5. And actually, what was your... Does Bouncer give you 1 or 2 free time back? I have to... It's in the book. It's half of whatever the free time is for the job.
Oh, gosh.
I believe your job was 3-3, which would mean you'd only get 1 back. Okay, so then you get 1 of that back. And you are currently at 3, so you're gonna start the next scene at 4-4. Ray, what about Kayla?
I think Kayla is. I think she's also going to. Well, here's my question, right? So I have. I've spent 1 wealth and 1 free time.
Correct.
I go back to work now.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get that stuff back. Can you ever get above
1 free time, 1 wealth back? Yeah.
Are those that's your limit?
That's your limit? Yeah.
Okay. So I think with that amount of time that she has, I don't think she's super busy. She will go out to the site. I guess she'll go to the. No, actually, no. She's going to go siphon some juice off of the travel agency. That's what she's going to go do. So she's go across town to.
Yeah, hold on. Let's see how much free time that's going to cost.
I don't even know how it works. Yeah, how does it work?
Oh, I will show you.
I know. I'm excited.
I'm pretty good at this.
I bet you are.
All right. So essentially, where's my map here? All right. So
1-7.
Pointer. Does everybody see my pointer?
Yep.
All right. So you guys are here. That's where your because the diner that you guys were at was at 1-9.
Cool.
And your travel agency is at 1-7.
That's correct.
So essentially, you start here, and you would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it'd be 12 spaces for you to get there. That's a lot.
How much free time is it per space?
Essentially, you can move 4 for free, and then you have to pay another free time for each other 4. So it would cost you 3 free time to get into the next scene because you're paying 1 free time and then 2 more for the travel.
Okay. And then I guess my other question is that can the journey manifestation save free time or no?
It can. If you want to use that, you can. The thing with the journey manifestation is, if you used it all the time, then it would just be like, well, then why does free time and all this stuff even exist? So I would say if you made a successful roll, then you might be able to save a free time.
Okay. I think if that's the case, I'm actually going to go to work first.
Okay.
That's looks like that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it looks like it's 2 free time units away.
Well, it would cost you 3 free time. It's 1 to get into the scene and then 2 more to move. And then right now you have where do I have that? Oh, it's over here. So right now you have 3 free time. So you can spend that 3 free time and siphon stuff away and then go to work the next scene if you want. And then at that point, then you would be replenishing something as opposed to just getting back up to 1 and 1.
Sure, I will do that.
Okay. So now you are at 7-7-1-1-7. So you're right now at 1-7. All right. And let's roll 3 dice, Ray. Roll 3 dice.
Okay. No successes.
No successes. Well, okay. Okay. That was basically you rolling for how many people were going to be there for you to siphon from.
Sure.
So you go there, but nobody's there to siphon from, apparently, which stinks. Okay. What is Leo gonna do? I guess wow, that stunk. I was hoping you'd get at least 1 success.
I mean, on math, I should only get 1, for 3 dice.
Like usually 3 dice gets you 1 normally. Martin, what you thinking?
Well, everyone else is going to work, but I've got some free time to spare, and I'm super mobile with a movement of 13. And I can go diagonal.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to go to the area where I don't want to investigate the what's it called? The
aquarium?
Yeah, I don't want to investigate the aquarium or what's it called? His house or anything. Let's see. Yeah, I don't want to actually go in there and look for clues.
Okay.
Exactly, because I'm not that good at looking for clues. But I did think it would be. I think I'd like to. I'm playing with my everything's a nail curse.
Okay.
Where I try to use my power to solve things, even when it's kind of ridiculous to do so. And I think I'd like to go to like the neighborhood or the general area and just and fly around and look for if I see anything suspicious, like if this was a superhero game, like patrol, sort of.
Okay.
Just to kind of see, okay, do I spot anything? Can I, do I notice anything? Hear any cries for help? That kind of stuff, basically.
Okay. Sounds good. So everybody's like, we have stuff to go do. And you're like, I'll patrol.
Yeah, I just want to get out of here because it's like, I want to spend all day in this.
All right. So that's, let me see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So to get there, it'll basically just cost you 1 additional free time to get there. So 2 free time for you to get to that area, and you can do some patrolling. Let's see what your patrol. Let's make a survival and perception roll. That will be for your patrolling. Patrolling the aerial.
Okay, so I just add the number of 10-sided. I put a number of 10-sided dice equal to the combination of those two, right?
Yes. So survival. Where's your sheet here? Hold on.
That will be 1 die.
0, and your perception is 1. So you will roll 1 die. Apparently, patrolling is not your thing.
Yeah, I probably was just feeling antsy in me.
Well, and that's fine. Maybe you are. Maybe you're like, whoa, people are ending up, getting kidnapped. Let me find somebody to protect.
So, okay, just double checking my thing, my sheet, blessings to make sure I don't have anything to boost that with. No,
I don't think you do.
not really. It's not a competition, so I'm not bound. Okay,
Yeah, nothing like that.
so one die. This will be fun. And I got an 8 on the die.
Hey, that's one success. So I'm going to say that with one success, you definitely patrolled. You didn't necessarily find anything weird going on, but you did notice that the area of town has started to become slightly gentrified. So you're noticing that as an aspect of this area of town. Is that it's in the middle of being gentrified. Like there's like classic homey things in the area, but like right next to like corporate, stores and stuff like that and office buildings. So you're definitely getting that vibe from the area. And actually, I think, no, hold on. I'm still keeping it on the map for now, but I'm going to be switching away from the map now, going into the next scene. So that makes sense. You definitely get that little bit of information. There's some additional gentrification going on. Yes. All right, cool. Well, then now we would move into the next scene, since that was kind of like a resting scene there. Not a whole lot of action, but it was because you guys were you charging up for the next scene. So, Crystal, what is Cricket doing after working on the research project?
Well, she's still waiting for information to get back to her for things. She is going to I think she's just going to keep working at the university till someone calls her with stuff.
Okay.
So, yeah, because she's just waiting on other people's things to come.
So then I'll wait to see what anybody else is saying. So now what we would say now, Crystal, is if you were saying, I'm going to just continue working, I'll spend the next scene at work. Now you would restore that stuff. So in this case, you'd be back up to 2-5. And then if you went and you said this scene, I'll be at work again, you'll bump back up to 2-6. Your max is there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So unless anyone calls her for this scene or gets information back, she's just going to keep working.
Right. And let me see. So the Ray's spirit is going to come back this scene, but it's going to come back in the scene. So you still have to determine what you're doing in this scene. So let's do that next. Kayla, what's Kayla doing? The scene after the travel agency, you went there and like they were out to lunch.
Yeah, sure.
Like no one showed up.
Oh.
You were like,
no one's traveling right now. It happens.
Exactly. It's COVID.
So as I understand it, I have one free time left.
You would have one free time left.
3 mullahs, right? So I think I would go to work, right? But it's going to take me more than one free time to get back to work.
Well, no, if you say you're going to work, then you just go to work.
Oh, then I'm going to go to work.
Okay.
And wait for my spirit to get back, I guess.
So Kayla's going to go to work, and then and basically while you're working, your spirit will give you the information.
Cool.
And your work is at, where are you at? Is that at 7-8? Yeah, that's at the 7-8. Okay. Yeah. All right. So now you're going to get back. How much do you get back?
How do I figure that out?
It's the full wealth and half the free time rounded down.
So I get 2 free time back and 4 wealth.
Okay.
So I now go down to, how much free time should I have then? I'm sorry.
You're getting 2 free time back.
Yes.
Bumping up to 3. And
cool.
Then your max wealth is 4. So you're just going to get 1 more wealth back.
Cool.
You only spent 1.
Correct.
All right. So work and continue working. All right. I guess I'll ask Damani because there's no urgency to find this missing dad from the scientist and the mortician.
So, out of curiosity, did I catch a glimpse of the spirit when we were leaving the restaurant?
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say that Kayla knew you had kind of said you didn't want it to happen, so
Okay.
like did it in secret, and the spirit made itself invisible for you. So.
Okay, because that definitely would have been a text message at the very least. Okay, so I guess wrapping up at work, I'm going to head over to Philip's place to kind of talk to the siblings and just kind of investigate a little bit.
All right. And where's your club? Which one was that one?
Let's see here.
Your club is one of the shields here. The club at 1-6. Okay.
We probably need to come up with a name for that.
It's the club.
The club. There we go. Everyone is the club.
That works. So it's 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So it's going to cost you 2 free time to get there.
I got plenty of that.
Yeah, you have lots of free time. All right, cool. So it's 2 free time. So what ends up happening is, well, it can cost you 2 free time or 1 free time and 1 wealth. You can do that as well. Whenever you're spending these on additional squares on the map, you can get 4 for a free time or 3 for a wealth. So actually, if you wanted to spend a wealth, you could keep a free time.
Gotcha. Well, I got an abundance of free time, and wealth is still kind of meh. So yeah, I'll just use the free time.
Okay. And Leo, what are you doing?
I'm down to 2, 3.
2, 3. Mm-hmm.
So I think. Am I able to like text everyone and say, do I need to spend a scene or something like that?
No.
Saying this place looks gentrified, sort of.
No, it's the only things that like require a scene is if you're like, I'm going to do intense research on something. I'd be like, well, that's going to take a scene. Sending a text is nothing. You can make a phone call, send a text. That can easily happen between scenes.
Okay. I think I will. I'm getting down there, but I just remembered that my coach, Dean Whitley, is. He is a wise figure in our relationship, so I will seek his advice and be on hand to do some free timey stuff. He's at 6'7", I think.
Okay. Let me see. Where is he? 6'7". Coach Dean Whitley. Yeah, he's at 6'7".
So yes, I was already.
It's nearby, so you don't have to spend any free time to get there.
Cool, even better.
So what are you doing there, though?
Probably. My thought was that I'd talk to him, get his impression on what's been going on in the city or the area, or if he's heard anything. While probably doing grueling exercises and hanging upside down and flipping over bars and stuff like that.
Okay, you're essentially going to work then.
My thought was I'd do some interviewing him about it and getting his advice, and then spend my next thing to go to work.
Well, and that's fine. I would say that since you can't technically tell him you're a god, so like any advice he's going to give you is going to be pretty general. Like you can't be like, there's a satyr that's, missing his dad. Like he's going to be like, the sun only rises when you look for it, it's some bullshit like that. So it's going to be pretty cliched advice at this point, because you can't tell him the whole truth at this point. Right.
Right.
So essentially that's going to be you going to work. So yeah, I guess that's what you do. So Let me see. What is your? Do you remember how much you get back? Did you write it on your sheet?
I did, yes. Although I think looking back that I was short a skill, so
you did 2-4. But 2-4 is the full thing, so you only get half of that back. So you're gonna get 1.
Oh, no. My free time is 5 whole, and wealth is 4.
I'm sorry, just talking about just the for your job. Your
Right.
job gives you two
Work,
free
free
time,
time,
and 4
wealth
wealth.
is, I thought it was 2-4.
Right. It gave you 2 free time and 4 wealth, but when you go to work, you only get half that free time back.
Oh, okay.
So you're getting 1 free time and 4 wealth back, which, basically you're getting 1 free time and 1 wealth back because you have a max wealth of 4.
Okay.
So, all right. So then Hector's the only one that's going to do anything active this scene, except that your spirit is also going to show up as well, Kayla. So, what were you asking specifically of the spirit?
So, the angle right was to go near where that guy's dad disappeared.
Yes.
And find where that kind of exuberance and lust for life that usually occupies where a spirit satyr is.
Mm-hmm.
See if they can find out when it disappeared and see which way that new kind of sadness and horribleness that replaced it went off.
Okay. All right. I'm going to say that the spirit says that it definitely happened 3 days ago, but Philip was very vague with the 3 days.
Sure.
I'm going to say that the spirit says that it happened at 1 a.m. while everyone was asleep.
Okay. And does the spirit know, was the guy stolen from his bedroom? Did he walk out of his house?
No, he was stolen from his bedroom.
Okay.
I'm going to say the spirit got the sense that he was abducted or kidnapped. And there was a lot of fear in the moment, but not, without you going there and using Oracle. I don't know if you have Oracle.
I do.
Yeah, without you going there and using Oracle to get more information than that, that's basically what you would need. But yeah, no, it knows exactly what time it happened and can kind of give you, the general sense, it went that way, but it's hard to say exactly where the guy was taken. I'm going to say because he was drugged and at a certain point the trail ends because he stopped feeling emotion because he was knocked out.
Okay. Cool. That's
right. We are. Thank you, somebody, for telling me that. It was Dr. Cricket. Dr. Cricket told me. All right. So, bam. Well, no, we're still on there though. Hold on, because that's not right. Oh, I have to hit this button. All right. I gotta get better at this. Sorry, everybody. I want everybody to see our beautiful faces. I'm just talking on the map because I can see you guys. I see you guys on the bottom, but I have to remember to switch back from the map. Okay, cool. Well then, I
guess the last question, Aloy, would be the drug, right? Would the spirit know it was like a knockout drug or something like that, right?
Yeah, like a knockout drug.
Okay, a downer.
Yeah.
Right? An upper, but a downer. Cool.
Yeah. So it knew it happened in the middle of the night when no one could really notice anything.
Okay.
All right. Very cool. Well then, Damani, you know where he lives, and you are there now. So you knock on the door.
And not to interrupt, but can I send everyone a text about what I found out, and then can Hector use that info in the scene?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so I everything I was told, Kayla communicates to you and says to Hector, I know I said I wouldn't summon a spirit, but I summoned a spirit of joy, and Dr. Cricket was there, and she can tell you it went off like gangbusters.
Just throwing Dr. Cricket under the bus.
I just getting an outside.
She was supervising. I swear.
Supervising my son. That's exactly what happened.
Oh my gosh! You just threw me under the bus hard.
It's like dot. We'll talk.
But yeah, you can definitely send the text. Again, that can just happen. I mean, because you can be at work and send texts. What I'll also say is, I would just say, don't be afraid to get to 0 free time or to spend your money. That's it's part of the game. Every time you guys spend a little bit, don't be like, no, I gotta go to work. I gotta do that. All right, cool. So you show up at the door. I guess this is like the same day, right? So you're still I'm gonna say this is like in the evening because you had to go to work and do some stuff, and now you're coming now to do it. So you knock on the door, and I'm gonna say like a younger, like a younger satyr with like black hair but like green streaks in his hair. You know, he answers the door. He's he's older. He's like in his teens. So he goes like, "Yeah."
Look, hey, dude, Philip's friend told me to kind of come by to check in on you.
Oh, yeah. He did. He mentioned that. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, come on in. I guess. Yeah.
All right.
And he opens the door. You come in and you notice that like there's a couch with like 3 of the smaller kids on it watching TV. And there's like a lazy boy that no one is sitting in. And there's one of them is like making like toaster waffles, and like the 6th one like isn't there. So so there's like it's hustle and bustle, normal like household things going on. But again, like you immediately notice like obviously nobody's sitting in the chair. And Philip isn't there. It's Eric's there. So
Gotcha. Well, I know I'm kind of like a big, scary dude, so I definitely spend some time just like talking about, hey, just here to kind of help take a look at things and everything, kind of interacting a little where I can and stuff. But eventually, conversation is going to turn to the chairs. Like, so is this is Dad's chair?
Yeah, that's his chair. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Now, is it okay if I take a look around? I just want to kind of see if I notice a few things.
Yeah, man. Like, just let me, just let me know,
All right. Let's see. So I guess first things first, I want to kind of give that chair a good once over, kind of see if there's anything odd.
Am I doing a good impression of a teenager?
Sorry. Oh, God, yeah.
Spot on, from my understanding.
Like, yeah, I mean,
whatever, man. Sure.
Whatever. Yeah. All right, cool. So you're gonna make crafts and perception check.
All right.
On the chair to what are you looking for?
Just saying something odd kind of opens it up a lot. So let's see.
I'm gonna say you inspect the chair, but you don't find anything. Like, so there's nothing special about the chair. I was wondering what you were actually looking for, but a perception and crafts check would be to like check it out. But there's nothing really special with the chair. I'll go ahead and let you know that.
Gotcha. So got a question.
Sure.
I know there's a bunch of y'all living here and everything. The dad mainly stayed.
Dude, yeah, man. What's up?
Oh, so Dad mainly stayed out here. Does he have his own? Did he have his own room?
Yeah. His room's the 3rd door on the left in the back.
Okay, cool. So you don't mind if I take a look in there? You want to come along, or?
Yeah, I mean, Philip said to just let you in anywhere. So,
all right.
Yeah.
All right, so I head on down to the room, just to kind of take a look, see what we got going.
I mean, you walk in and it's a pretty regular room. A bed and a dresser, and he did not have a TV in his room. So then, he's intellectual, I guess. So yeah. So so if you start searching, you're gonna start searching the room, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. It's gosh, what is that? It's perception and intuition for searching. Thank you. I had to like remind myself what the hell I'm talking about here.
Oh my God, I may actually have a chance here.
Uh-oh. How many dice do you have for this one?
4.
Hey, that's not too bad, actually.
Okay. 3 successes.
3 successes. Wow. All right. Well, with 3 successes, which is 1 more than I was expecting you to get, you are going to get so you find some information. I mean, like you kind of just do the normal search, like, hey, where's this, blah blah blah. Kind of tucked in the like in between the mattress and the box spring, you find a letter, and the letter is from the it's the like the envelope on the outside. It says it's from the Oracle Institute.
Hmm.
And if you open it up and you like read the letter, I don't know if you do that. You don't have to.
Yeah, I think I'll take a look at it.
Just saying.
Yeah.
If you look at it, it says that essentially he had submitted himself into a research. Dr. Cricket said the word earlier. Like not like a survey, but the thing where you put yourself into a trial. Trial's not the word though.
Clinical trial.
A clinical trial, yeah. So it's like basically a letter that said like you've been, submitted in for the clinical trial and all of that stuff. And at the bottom of it, you can tell that there was a check that was ripped off, like it's like the perforation. So like he got compensated for his being part of the clinical trial.
Okay. So first, I'm gonna take a picture of it.
Okay.
And let's see.
It doesn't say what type of clinical trial.
Gotcha. Okay. And is little brother still around?
No, he's not watching you or anything.
Okay. So I'm actually going to take now, of course, I take the picture still, but I want to take it out there to him.
Okay.
But hey, quick question. Dad ever mention anything about something like the Oracle Institute or study or anything like that?
He says no. He says there were some guys that came and like drew blood and stuff like last week.
Okay.
He said it was just, it was a follow up from his doctor.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so basically, I want to show him the letters. Like, okay, so just so you know, if it's cool with you, is okay if I hold on to this?
I don't. He says I don't even know what it is. So sure, I guess.
Cool.
It's like, he's like, I guess what he would say is like that's Philip's call, I guess. I'm gonna say yeah, but like Philip might say no later. I don't know. You might have to give it back.
I love you, man. Phillips, Guy, can you leave?
He's like, I ain't gonna get in trouble for you though. I'm just saying.
Look, I'll tell you what, I don't want to get you in any trouble or anything. So how about I leave this here? Of course, I know I got the picture.
Yeah, you got a picture of it, so you're fine.
Check in with Phil later, see if it's cool.
Okay.
All right, cool. So y'all see anything weird going on like past couple days or anything? Anything that stands out to you?
He says not really. I mean, he's like, we kind of just woke up and he kind of just like pulls you over into like the hallway. He's like, we just woke up and he was kind of gone. We're not like, we told the little ones that, he's on, he went to go to his doctor and he's staying in the hospital, but really that's obviously not the case.
Right.
So like, keep it on the lowdown over here. But no, he's pretty straightforward. He's just like, no, the only thing that happened was that somebody came and, they drew some blood and took vitals and stuff about a week ago.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, my dad mostly just stays indoors. We do a lot of DoorDash here.
That is convenient.
It's very convenient. Yes.
Aloy's gonna make that DoorDash money.
Yes.
Cha-ching.
If you want to sponsor this channel, DoorDash, you just let me know.
We're just saying. And the dudes that came by to draw the blood, they seem on the up and up and everything.
I mean, they seem like any other phlebotomists.
You're a smart dude.
Yeah, he knows terms and stuff. It's great.
And just while we're kind of pulled off to the side, I pull him into. It's like, so y'all are okay? Everything's good here. Y'all taking care of everything? Family.
He seems like, he basically says like, yeah, I mean, it's annoying that like I'm in charge of everybody now, but it is what it is. Because before he could kind of go out and do whatever he wanted, but without his dad there and Philip at work all the time, he has to kind of head everything up.
It's like, well, I give him my number as well. It's like, okay, look, Bill's got my number. He knows to reach out if anything comes up. Same thing goes for you. You need help with anything, I got your back, man.
And he says, thanks. This is like widening the net of people asking you for help.
I know.
I love it. All right, cool. Well then,
I'll go ahead and like text out the picture to the Pantheon. They're like, okay, found this at Dad's. Any insight?
awesome.
We could do some research, I guess.
Yeah, that can definitely happen in the next scene.
But
Uh,
you know how to work the internet.
so the next scene would be, yeah. So I guess the next question: where are you headed from there, Damani?
Still doing the research thing. I think I may see what Mr. Saul is up to.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna go actually see your divine eyes over there.
Yes.
Okay. I believe, yeah, because that's back up north again.
Oh.
Hold on. Let me see. It's at 8-7, which is right here.
Now, we also split it because it was kind of like right smack dab in the
Yeah,
middle.
we did. It only costs you. It just costs you the one free time because you're exactly 4 spaces away, so it doesn't cost you additional. So cool. All right, so you're gonna go talk to Mr. Saul. So that's great. Just 1 free time for that. And so he sent you guys all of the info. I assume you sent the information to the team to the rest of the Pantheon.
Oh yeah.
What do you tell them? Like, do you just tell them like he got a letter from Oracle Institute? Like, do you just tell them everything, or
Pretty much. It's like found this in Dad's room. Let's see, found this in Dad's room. Looks like there was a check at the bottom of it. I don't know anything about the Oracle Institute. Does anyone have any insight on this?
Okay. I'm going to say, actually, Dr. Cricket knows exactly what the Oracle Institute is. It's actually it's a like international scientific establishment. But it's like, it's not necessarily pharmaceuticals. It's more like they specialize in research. Like they're the ones that have like cracked the code on like diseases and all of that stuff, like over the last 2 generations. Like they've been around for a while. The owner is like a billionaire at this point, that sort of thing. That's the kind of company it is. But they have a lot of their money tied up in pharmaceuticals and medical breakthroughs and whatnot. So they do a lot of that stuff.
Would I have been hired by them at some point for any projects?
I don't know, evens or odds.
Let's do odds.
No. You've never worked for them before. I rolled a 6.
Okay.
So.
Fair enough.
You were off by 1 in either direction. You would have had it.
That's how evens and odds work.
It is kind of how so yeah, so like if one of you wasn't a scientist, I would make you roll to see if you could figure out who the Oracle Institute is, but I assume like your competition, so
yeah.
Yeah, so
right.
yeah, so and I would say like the face of the company is a guy named Julian Carmen.
That's a good name.
All right.
And you just know all that stuff. All right, cool. So
I will text back what I know.
Okay.
Pass along that information.
And like oracleinstitute.com website and stuff like that. The about page. Like it's the pretty much the easiest way to find the information.
Yeah.
So but what will you be doing in the next scene, I guess is the question.
So Kayla, whose location did you get a new location for me for somebody?
I do not believe I did.
Okay.
No, I can. I mean, I think if I go to Pop's house, I mean, I could probably get a pretty good read on who abducted him.
Okay.
I mean, there's a good shot of it.
I am
It's
going
also right next door to
to-
where you are. So
I mean, I can pop over, and as long as that awesome teenager lets me in, this should just work out.
Am I close enough to join you?
let me see. You are at 2-3. You are. I mean, you're close enough. You could go. Let me see here. Where's my map here? Okay. So if you're at 2-3, which is right here, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It would cost you it would cost you 2 free time, or it would cost you 1 free time and 2 wealth.
I will do the 1 free time and 2 wealth,
Okay.
and I will head on over there with Kayla.
Cool.
All right. So 1 free time, 2 wealth, and then Kayla and you. So you're going there, and it's right next door. So I'm just going to cost you 1 free time.
Cool.
There, Kayla. Oop, oh. And then what was Hector doing?
Heading over to Mr. Saul's.
You're heading to Mr. Saul's. Okay, so I already took your free time off. And then what's Leo doing with all of this information that just got thrown out at you?
Okay, so yeah, I got.
I'm gonna say you've heard of the Oracle Institute too, because they have actually, they've developed some they've developed some performance enhancing drugs that have been like approved by some of the sports regulatory boards and whatnot. So they've developed some that are like immuno boosters and all that stuff, and they're pretty well known entity in the sports world.
Oh yeah, even getting past the Olympic Commission, that's impressive.
Yeah.
So
Well, some of their drugs got past the Olympic board.
Some
I
of
mean,
them.
yeah, it's like not all of them. Some of them are just downright crazy.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. I got a little distracted. Where are Dr. Cricket and Kayla going to?
Dr. Cricket and Kayla are going to your boy's house.
And I already checked out the area.
You checked out around in that area, yeah.
So I think I'll actually go to the aquarium.
Okay.
And
You can go to the aquarium. The aquarium is at 10-6 from where you are, which is at the coach, which is 6-7. So she's so it's just 1 free time.
And I guess I'll spend some wealth to gain admission to the aquarium.
And then yes, it will cost you probably let's just say 1 wealth to get in.
Cool.
They're not trying to, because the aquarium is not that popular. Can we just all agree to that? Like the aquarium, like even the Florida, like we have the Florida aquarium here in Tampa, and it's just like anytime I go, there's like no one there.
Yeah.
It's like usually empty. So
says you. I'm in the Midwest. I don't have that stuff.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Your aquarium is pretty popular too. I'm just saying.
Yeah. And my last character was a sea creature, so I went to the aquarium for summer camp, so I'm an aquarium nerd.
I'm very aquarium.
Okay, so let's see. So you were gonna go see Mr. Saul. What are you trying to do at Mr. Saul's?
Basically, with like folks disappearing all over the place, I just want to kind of check with him to see if he's heard any weird mumblings about things.
Okay, that sounds good. All right, cool. Well then, let's do that. Let's do that first, and then I'll do the aquarium, and then I'll go to the scene with the multiple people. So let's do you first. So Mr. Saul has a really good gauge on like stuff that happens in his sphere there, obviously, because he's one of the divine eyes. So I'm actually going to say that something happened. It's at 7-3.
Mhm.
Because might as well. What type of establishment is at 7-3? And then I will tell you what happened there.
Whew. Let us say. Do you think we need a mall?
Mall sounds good.
All right.
All right. So 7-3 is the mall. So essentially, there was a guy. So he says, like, oh, yeah, I heard about that satyr that went missing. His name was Russell. So that checks out. And he worked at like one of those kiosks selling like custom t-shirts. So that's what he worked at the mall. And yeah, and like literally he was there and then he went for lunch break and then just never came back. You know, not everybody is really out there looking for him because he's known to be kind of a flight risk. He's known to kind of like go away and then like, you know, be missing. But his friends say, and this is the interesting thing when you talk to a divine eye, he's just like, so, but of course, like his friends say this about him. And like, he just kind of knows everything that happened. It happened here. I know about it. And he says no. So, but basically a lot of his friends say that he's been trying to turn over another leaf and he's been trying to stay stable because he's actually fallen in love with a human girl. I don't know how that's going to work out, but you know, he's in love and he wants to settle down with her. And, you know, so he's actually been talking a lot about not, you know, following in his old ways and running away and all of that stuff. So he's sticking around. So that's why people are actually kind of thinking that he's missing. But, you know, I don't think anybody's filed any missing people's anything on him. So.
Oh, man, that is odd. That is odd. Oh, okay, cool. I appreciate it. And, you know, you need any help around here, old man? I know you're getting up there. So, you know, I know you can't be like trying to pick up.
You know, my old legs get me around pretty good, you know. All right, cool. All right, so then Leo, so Leo, you're going to go to the aquarium. So what are you looking for at the aquarium, sir?
I just checking out the fish.
I mean, they're really beautiful fish.
Yeah, I just like trying to get a feel for the I don't know. I guess since this is where one of the people disappeared.
Yeah.
I'm just
Kim went missing here 3 months ago.
So let's see, what would I be? I'm trying to think of what would be really helpful here. And it's mostly not me from what I'm seeing, but yeah, I guess I'll just try to get a feel for the atmosphere around it. Obviously, not a lot of people are attending it, you know, and admissions are down and that kind of stuff. But
definitely that stuff.
Just yeah, I'd like to kind of see if I notice anyone acting strange or anything. Let's see. Think, Martin, how would you do this if you could?
Well, this is why it was a really good question that Ray asked right up front. Like, do any of us know how to do this? Like, like, and it's perfectly okay for you to say, like, I don't know what to do. Like, that's fine. You know, we can always figure something out.
Okay. So my skills aren't going to be super helpful except for probably perception. I'm trying to think if there's anything in my blessings and curses. Maybe my curses might be helpful, if only to boost up our.
Let's approach this a little bit like more organically, right? So you went to the aquarium For what? What are you looking to get out of the aquarium? Just to kind of be there, or were you going to go there trying to look for information?
I was trying to look for information. Yeah.
Okay, what type of information are you looking to get?
Just I'm really trying to find out anything about the disappearance.
Okay. So you can go and you can possibly talk to some of the employees and ask them what they know, or, you know, I mean, you might not get a lot of information, but asking, you can get something.
Yeah. I'll certainly give it a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So,
also have a famous face, so maybe that helps.
possibly.
Hopefully. Unless they think I'm a dumb jock, in which case then
True, which is the curse. So basically that's the question here is like, so if you're looking to get information out of them, let's do an empathy and influence roll. You go up to some of the employees and you're like, hey, I heard that there was a missing person here. Do you know anything about that? And again, like, you might not get great information, but I think it's worth asking people who work there.
Well, I don't have any dice in empathy or influence. So
if you don't have any dice, you roll 1 die and only a 10 counts.
All right, let's give it a shot.
I've seen it happen like the majority of the time people roll that die.
A 9.
Oh, so close.
Dude.
So close.
That
Okay. So that's fine, I guess. Oh, that sucks. Well, so you go and you're like, so you know anything about this missing girl? Like, I'm sorry, sir, did you buy a ticket? You know, like, what about this missing lady? I heard her name is Kim. I'm sorry. Wait, huh? Who are you? That's essentially a lot of what you get. So just a whole lot of like, all right, sir, we're going to ask you to stay away from the children as much as you can. I would say nobody noticed you. Nobody recognized you. Unless, see, this would be the thing that you could have done is you could have said like, I have no dice. Can I take some of the dice from the Pantheon pool? And you could have rolled those. And if you were like, can I take 1 die from the Pantheon pool? And then it would have been a success instead of a failure. So, yeah. So, but that's cool. I mean, it happens. Sometimes you don't find out good information. But that's also, see, this is also kind of a thing. And what I was saying before about like there's strategy in like having only a couple of really strong bonds, but then obviously that limits your ability. Like if you had like, oh, I know a level 2 bond that's like a private detective, and I know another one that's like, works at a bar, and I know another one that like is a crossing guard, and I know another one who's this, like they might all be weaker bonds, but you have more access to more types of people who would be able to gather information. So again, there's strategy because the bonds you have are much stronger. But then it's limiting on your ability to do things outside of your own realm. You know what I mean? But that's cool. We all learn, and maybe you can spend some XP to like maybe one of these employees became your friend. Like, who knows? So we'll see what happens. So okay, so is that everybody? No, we got to do Kayla and Cricket going to the dude's house. So you go to Philip's house, and like maybe 30 minutes after Hector just left.
Sure, yeah, super weird.
Yeah. Like super soon right after. And yeah, the kid's like, he answers the door and he's just like, yeah.
Hey, our friend Hector was here before. We're looking for your pops. He's not here now. Listen, I get it. I'd rather be doing a lot of other stuff than talking to me too, right? But we're the people here. I think we can help you.
All right, so he's a little paranoid, and Philip only told him that Hector was coming.
Yeah.
So you just make an influence and let's see,
or something else.
I guess and empathy works.
Okay.
Because you're just trying to appeal to him. You're not trying to trick him or pretend to be something else.
8 dice.
I mean,
so I'm a funeral parlor. I'm
still doing it. Is all I'm saying.
I got 3 successes.
Okay. Well, he's like, he's like, oh yeah, well, I mean, if you're a friend of Hector's, I mean, yeah, I guess, yeah, come on.
Yeah,
in.
no, I really appreciate this.
Yeah. All right, cool. So what are you gonna do?
I mean, I think that the first thing, right, is that, all right, is it still generally the same scene where there's like a bunch of kids around?
I'm gonna say like it's later in the evening, so I'm gonna say like 2 of them have gone to sleep because they're on the younger end.
Okay.
The other 2 are like they're tweens, so they're allowed to stay up a little bit later.
Gotcha. I think that like the first thing that Kayla would do is kind of chat with them a little bit about.
Oh, okay.
And did this guy tell me? No, he didn't tell me to keep it on the down low at all.
No, he hasn't said that. He didn't know that you were going to come in and talk to his sibling.
So basically, what this looks like, and I'd like to activate one of my curses. I think they're called. Right? Is basically Kayla's going to like start reassuring them, and that portion of it, she has a lot of dice to do that, right?
Okay.
So they're going to probably lean into her when she's explaining it, and then she's going to start explaining how, like, you know what, if this was like 4 days away, we're going to be pretty sure he's probably dead, right? Like, she's going to be very kind of like matter of fact of it.
Oh my Lord!
Talks about death in a casual way. So, and
yeah,
then she's going to kind of get like uncomfortable and try to backpedal by talking about how she saw that on a movie once. And then, have you seen that movie? But it's like an old movie that she saw when she was 17. So there's very little chance that they saw this R-rated like Righteous Kill with Robert De Niro and Al Pacino, right? So she's just gonna kind of just step all over it.
Okay.
With these 2 kids.
All right. Well, awesome. I mean, definitely that happens. I went ahead and already gave you your Pantheon die.
Great.
You were.
So yeah. So that one of the kids is just crying his eyes out at this point. The other one just looks really upset and just goes silent. And like, yeah, literally, like Eric's just like, what the hell? Like, you just.
Yeah, no, you're right. I'm gonna just
like he's
I'm gonna just I just need to go see your pops's room. I'm so sorry. Oh gosh. I'm a mortician. You probably don't need to know that. Hill House, in case if it needs. No, you won't need a mortician, right? And she just kind of like. I'm gonna
say that he's obstructing you.
Okay.
To the point where Cricket can do something. Like he is completely focused on you. So what are you doing, Cricket, during all of this?
Okay, so this is where it's gonna get really.
That's awesome. Hilarious, though. Okay.
So I would like to use my manifestation.
Okay.
For Oracle, and I would like to do temporal vision.
Okay.
But what I would like to do is to use the locations that I have and any sort of thing that I can pull numerology wise around this area.
Okay.
To kind of put together like visualizations like latitude and longitude or like numbers on houses, stuff like pulling stuff like that for the vision. If there's a location where someone is going to disappear next, that's a satyr.
Okay. I think that's
and
good.
I am going to activate my curse, whatever it takes.
Oh,
don't care what it takes.
All right, hold on. What does that one say? If I recall, that one says you have to give up something important in the name of science. Is that one what that is?
Yes. So she is going to, and it's something important to her. So she is going to, let's see here. Okay, so
you guys were like, the interaction with Hector just went too well. We need to go blow this up.
Hector's a phone call after this.
So her appearance is very important to her as far as her appearing logical and reasonable, and she is just going to go around like a mad woman at the end of Clue, where he's going around like looking for, like giving clues and, like communism is a red herring and stuff like she's going to go around and just look like like she's completely
okay.
gone mental.
She's not absolutely my favorite.
She's having a breakdown type of thing.
Kids are never going to let strange ladies in their house.
No,
that's honestly what's going to end up happening is they're going to not trust you guys now from now on.
Yep.
We can try to smooth it over, maybe.
But she's trying to connect the math dots.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. Nobody else understands what she's talking about because she's speaking math in a higher level than they are. So it comes off completely wrong and like completely eccentric.
Okay, cool. Well, wonderful. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm gonna say is, so you do that. Gosh, I'm trying to figure out how this would work. I think that Eric is likely going to usher Kayla out of the door.
Okay.
And then likely grab Cricket while she's in a trance and also kind of shove her out as well. Most likely, and like slam the door on your faces. Now, is there any way we can use our skills to make that not happen? Not really, because that's kind of the point of you activating a curse, is like you are accepting the bad stuff happening.
Oh, okay.
You are saying something bad. It would be cool if something bad happened here. And I'm not going to roll against it. I'm not trying to stop the bad thing. I am saying I want this bad thing to happen. And of course, with if it was just you, if it was just Kayla, I was just going to have him argue with Kayla for a while, and Cricket was going to have the opportunity to do something. But Cricket's like, no, I'm going to activate what I do. So yeah, that just went to hell really fast then. But the good thing is you're just not going to be allowed inside that apartment anymore. That doesn't mean that you can't. I guess you can perform like a ritual or something in the hallway. You can still do that. It's just going to be harder because you're not in the room to view a lot of stuff. But if they left through the hallway or whatever, then, if you were going to do, I assumed you were going to do like a temporal view, then you would be able to do something with that. It just wouldn't be from inside the apartment.
That's totally fine. I accept that as a consequence of our non-planned action of going off the rails.
I was really expecting you to be like the coolest, suavest people going in there and just be like, yeah, we just need to do this real quick. All right, we're done. See you guys later. It's like, nope. We're going to ruin everything. With talk of death and numbers.
Somewhere in the city, Hector feels a cold chill.
So do you want to do whatever in the hallway, or you can the alleyway, like however you wanted to do it?
Yeah, like hallway, vestibule, something like some sort of.
You're still doing the oracle thing that you were going to do.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, you can do that. That's going to be oracle and intuition.
Okay.
I'm going to make that roll and tell me how many successes you get. Ray, what were you going to do?
I mean, I think I was going to do something very similar, but now it's fine that it doesn't seem to be that there's a need for that. So I think
well, Cricket's doing something. Dr. Cricket, sorry, I keep saying just Cricket, but it's Dr. Cricket. Dr. Cricket is trying to figure out where the next one might happen, which is different than what you were probably going to do, which was to figure out what actually happened here. It's what it seemed like that's what you were doing.
Absolutely. So what I think though, I think Kayla might go. No, actually, no. I'll try to figure out what happened here. Okay. It's not going to be easy, but we figure it out.
I'm going to make yours perception and oracle.
For temporal view.
Yeah.
Cool.
For I don't know what it says the book says, but
that's what it is.
Sounds good right now.
It totally works. All right. So go ahead.
You got 4 successes.
I got 4 successes.
Nice. That's actually really good.
Do you want me to do it as well right now?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to spend.
You guys are doing 2 different ones.
I'm going to spend one of my fragments to make me succeed on a 5 or higher.
Okay.
I fail. May I use the dice that I earned?
Hold on. So the fragment can be spent after the fact as well.
Oh,
yeah. But actually, no. I think for that ability, I think you do need to do it beforehand. I'm not.
yeah,
I'll reread that
I don't
rule.
know. Let me look
But
at it.
whenever you're doing, you can spend a fragment for 2 automatic successes on a manifestation roll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I will. I'll just spend the die that I earned to get 2 successes on a manifestation roll.
Okay.
The one
So you
that
got
I
2.
blown up the
So
spot.
you got 2, and you got 4. Okay. So I'm gonna say for you, how far? Let me see. You don't have to go that far back. You're only having to go back
A couple
few
days, right?
which is good. Because the further back you're trying to sense, the harder that roll is. I'm going to manifestations here real quick so I can get the actual rules. Let's see here. So let's see. So slight change, 1 scene, 1 day. Yeah. So you got 2 successes. You actually need 3 successes to be able to see back that far.
Okay.
So you can spend free time will get you 2 dice.
Oh,
You can also take from the Pantheon pool if the rest of the group says you
I
can.
will just get free. I'll spend free time because I succeeded a 5 or higher. So she takes the
Okay.
time. We assume. Yeah, I got a 10. So I got 2 more successes.
So that's okay. Awesome. That's exactly.
And I'll mark a free time used up.
All right.
So I should have 1 left, I believe.
So yeah, and that's the thing too, is that free time and wealth, they roll over to like they don't refresh or anything. They
Cool.
roll over. All right, cool. So you got 4 successes and you got 4 successes. Awesome. All right. So then 3, because you need 3 successes to see back within a week, is what the book says. So so otherwise though, that last success will be like how clear. Actually, no. That extra success is, do you want to be able to use any other senses besides sight? So you can be like, I want to be able to see and hear. I'll use that last one for hearing, that sort of thing.
Hearing works. Is it possible to instead get some like emotional state? Is that a possible extend instead of like another sense?
So you're kind of the entire reason why this is even like you're allowed to do this within your dominion is because it kind of already syncs up with the emotional state that you are the god of.
Gotcha.
So it's like you are going to see when he felt this way.
Oh, cool. Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's what you're kind of doing.
I will be able to hear as well.
And hear as well. Exactly. Well, and if you had like a ton of successes, you might be like, I want all the senses. Let me just see, everything.
I taste the room.
Exactly. I think it's great. So you also do see like immediately it starts to get very dark in your view. You see the door like an echo. Obviously, the door itself is staying closed. It will never open for you ever again. But like you see the echo of the door opening, and you see, I would say 2 men, probably clad in like this weird like tactical gear. They are literally carrying an older satyr who seems to be struggling, and then they like when they get down the hall they inject him with a thing, but essentially like they are abducting him. They had something over his mouth so that they didn't disturb anybody, and they're very quiet about everything. Like they open the door quiet, all their footsteps are quiet, like almost eerily so. Like, since you activated you should be able to hear them walking, you should be able to hear the door, but it's almost like the absence of that sound or the muffling of that sound seems like that's not a natural thing.
Cool.
So there you go. And there's no I'm gonna say there's no insignias or like because I was gonna say, I was like, that's probably the next thing. If it was like police, you'd be like, oh, there's a badge, cool. But I'm gonna say no, like literally like ninja. You have like they went in like secret ops, bam, bam, in, out, done. No, nothing left behind. And like I said, like the children, nobody knew anything that was in the house. So, anything else that you might think you might learn or that you want to ask about the scene? Because you're in a hallway, so you basically see the opening, you see them walk past you, and then you see them continue down the hallway.
I think Kayla will just share that information with Cricket because maybe that will help her when she's kind of trying to put the numbers together.
All right. And then with you, Cricket, you made a roll, got 4 successes on trying to triangulate where the next abduction might occur. And actually, it's kind of interesting. Let's roll. I'm gonna make this a roll thing. So roll 2 dice and tell me what you get.
I got a 4 and a 9.
4, 9. All right. Let's see. I'll just do that. 4, 9. All right, cool. And you anticipate that the next abduction will most likely happen tomorrow.
Ooh, okay.
And you even know where it will happen. There's a based on the trajectory of whatever, the probability of it is that it's going to be at this computer repair shop down the street.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna write that down. Computer repair, since I already said it.
It's real now.
Repair shop at 0.49 on the thing. So that's where the computer repair shop will be. Let me make sure there's nothing else there already. 4, 9. No, nothing's on 9. You guys didn't roll a 9 at all when we were placing anything. No 9s and no 9s either direction. I'm actually noticing nothing that way on the 9s. So nothing. All right, cool. So so you have information on where the next one will happen, and you have information on how it happened. Also, while you're talking to Mr. Saul, Hector, you get like a link to something, and because your information would have come in from your neighborhood
Nice.
on this scene. And you actually you get the name of Shantae's mom, who her name is let me give her a name. What's the name of somebody that I interacted with recently? I don't know if you guys know this, but whenever I do that, I actually pull up just my Facebook and I pick my friends.
I knew that. I knew that you did that, but
yeah, exactly. So you get the name Mercy, is Shantae's mom, and she's actually been looking around, and she's been trying to find her daughter for the last month. Obviously, she's been trying to get people behind her and rallying them, and they've actually been having meetings. Obviously, with a month gone, hope is not really all that great, but she's trying to find her daughter, and they actually have gotten a couple of leads. So that would be the next person for you to speak to, is what your neighborhood people say. You should talk to Mercy.
Okie dokie.
All right. So
text out the info that I got from Mr. Saul. I apologize. It's probably going to be several walls of text.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Again, if it doesn't happen in his realm, he doesn't. He's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well then, so bam. All right, so Leo, does Leo want to do anything else before we end this?
I think so. Yes, I had an idea. I'm going to. This is a second scene. The being at the aquarium was the last scene, right? Or is this
we're still in that scene. So did you want to do anything else at the aquarium?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I was willing to take the hit for being a drifting kingdom who stayed in the same spot for more than one
you know
scene,
what?
but
It's if you had accomplished a ton before with your role, if you were you got 16 successes and everybody bows down to you, I'd be like, you did enough. But you actually got no successes, so you haven't really accomplished anything. So I will allow you a new action here where you are.
So what I'm going to do is to call on my instant domain blessing.
Oh, okay.
To make the area around the aquarium attuned to flight.
Sounds good.
So it's only a 1 boost, but that'll help.
Yeah,
And-
sometimes that's enough. Yeah.
And then what I want to do is to look for like a seagull or a pigeon, some sort of bird in the area. And I want to use the, what is it, instill life thing.
Well, it already is they're already alive. So you would
It-
just be using enchant.
Well, I thought this instill life says to give life and intelligence to a subject, and it talks about giving a rat genius level intelligence.
Oh, okay. No, okay. Yeah. You can do that.
So what I basically want to do is make this bird that looks to have nested or live in the area be able to talk to me and ask it if it's seen anything and if it can help me like figure out where the missing girl was taken or something like that.
Okay. All right.
Assuming a genius level pigeon would be able to do that.
Well, you would have to make a roll.
So
And it will depend on the roll, because I would say, depending upon how much intelligence you choose to give this bird, then they will be able to recall. Otherwise, they'll have a bird brain, which
Right.
is they don't remember anything from before today. Like,
right.
so let's see how many successes you get.
So
Make that
minion's
roll
not my
for-
strongest. I just have 1, but it's minion plus medicine, which is 2. So
Okay.
that's 3 dice, and then I get +1 for the instant domain? I forget how that works.
Yeah, you get 1 because you're in your own domain. We haven't actually been dealing with that. I don't know. Actually, I don't think that Ulysses' house is in your guys' domain. I think it's outside of it, so you wouldn't. Otherwise, you would have gotten bonus dice for that.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a total of 4 dice, and to roll. And here goes. Okay, so that is a 4, a 6, a 7, and an 8.
4, 6, 7, 8. So that's 2 successes.
Okay.
So let's see. So if it's just 1 target, you don't need any successes for that. And then we are doing, let's see. That means you can get a small change with that. With 2 successes, it goes slight change, small change, moderate change, large change, colossal change. I would say it would probably need to be at least a large change. So you would need 2 more successes. So you could spend a fragment for that, or you could grab Pantheon dice, or you could spend time.
I will spend another fragment because I had to spend 1 to make the instant domain.
And well, then that just gives you the successes you need then at that point.
Right.
All right, cool. I'm going to say that the bird remembers seeing that the lady Kim, it's been 3 months, so he's going completely off of his recollection of the evening. He was eating some worms at the time. So it's hard for him to recall because the worms were very tasty. Have you ever eaten actually like Atlantic worms versus Pacific worms? Like there is actually a palatable difference. And these are the words he's using with the high intelligence you've given him. So there's a palatable difference on the disc, and there's major discourse among the seagull community.
Split on this.
I had no clue.
So anyway, long story short, though, he remembers seeing the lady as he comes here a lot to snack, and sometimes he steals some of the fish that are like on the fringes and whatnot. He says that she actually worked here. It was a lady that she had seen several times here before, and she was kind of in a uniform, so he assumes that she worked here. And she stayed late at night, and she was abducted by, and he says, like, black clad figures. And he says he almost didn't even notice it, almost as if like he even tried to look in their direction, and it was almost as if he was made to kind of look away.
Interesting.
So he saw them like peripherally.
Well, thank you, and I'll be sure to bring by some worms from different parts of town.
Yeah,
Next time I'm in the
yeah.
area.
He says that whenever you're in town, just ask for.
All right, that was my favorite.
That's mine. That's me. So
Wonderful. Thank you.
there you go. Hey, you remembered. You know, not everybody pronounces it right.
Oh,
Impeccable.
All right, cool. So then you got that information, and we're gonna end the session here. That's actually a good spot because everybody's information came back from like their lead follow-up and stuff too. I like to, you know, I don't like to have that stuff linger over to other sessions. And it's not because it can't, because it works that way, but I'll always end up forgetting about it. So so everybody right now, I have Cricket at 1-4, free time wealth, Hector at 2-3, Kayla at 1-4, Leo at 2-3. So just make note of that on your sheets because that's what you guys are at.
cool.
And because that carries over. Your Pantheon pool is gone because that refreshes back to number of players. So that's why I always say, like, use your Pantheon pool. So because you guys are going to build it up, and then if you don't use it, then I mean, it was fun, like ruining scenes. But I loved that though. I thought that was great because it was such like it was such a contrast to like how chill it was when Hector came.
Sure.
And it was just like, then these two ladies come over and they're friends of Hector's. He's like, how the hell does Hector deal with these ladies? All right, cool. So
and then the only other real thing is, do our fragments always start at 3?
So everybody has 3 fragments and you refresh 2 each session.
Gotcha. Thank you.
So next session you will refresh 2. And I think you only spent 2, so you'll be back up to 3 at the next session.
Neat.
Yeah. That's the thing. So and as more powerful you get, the more fragments you have access to, and the more you end up spending. But even at the higher levels, you still only get back 2 per session because those things are powerful. So I had to put a limit on those. So let's do XP real quick.
Okay.
I don't want to forget this time. So after a session, everyone gets 1 for showing up.
Woo!
So yay. Did anyone have any cool scenes that incorporated their bonds? I don't think anybody really did that incorporated their bonds. So no. All right. So nobody got that. Was there an interesting scene where people used their curses? Well, I think Kayla and Cricket would both get those.
Yeah, I feel like we did that.
Spotlight award. One character who took charge of a situation or was an effective leader or shined above the rest. I would say let's give that one to Hector.
Yep.
I think that he did a good job leading the team on this thing. The teamwork award. If there was a player who worked hard to make sure everybody at the table, not just themselves, had fun. It doesn't have to be, you know, if that doesn't really apply, we don't have to give it to anybody, but it's an optional one. I don't think that applies to anybody right now at this moment. Then there's a memorable moment. If the player did something to make the group go like, that's so awesome, or man, that's great. Did we have any of those? Honestly, for me, it was when Kayla used the curse, but I feel like it's bad to give Kayla double bonuses for activating the curse. I just thought it was just so well timed that because I wasn't expecting it, and you're just like, so I start talking to them about death, and I'm like, oh my god, of course you do, of course you do. Again,
she fell into the script. It's in the right. She just went on autopilot there for a minute.
So, I would say give it to Kayla, but that is one we should vote. Like, if nobody agrees with me, we don't have to give the double points, but I would say give her 1. So
I heard Damani for Martin.
Yes, talking to the bird was kind of hilarious.
Yep. That was actually pretty great too. All right, well then Martin gets it then. Martin gets it. And then the last one is lesson to be learned. Did your character learn anything during this session about themselves? This could be something like, my character learned his wife really doesn't like it when he brings strange new friends by the house. Or something like, my character learned how scary pucks can really be, even if they seem weak. So did your character learn anything?
I mean, I think she learned that or how about this? Her thoughts that they were going to be shite detectives were absolutely confirmed. But she learned that it is not like in her wheelhouse.
I think because you stated it right up front and it became true. I think that you what your lesson is that you should be resolute in your initial thoughts about a situation. So
Just about that thing, certainly.
About that specifically, but no, I think that's great. I think you get that one. Anybody else? Did their characters learn anything?
Leo figured out that repeatedly that maybe it's because he's just starting out and all that, but he's put so much effort into getting better at the physical side of things that people are much more complicated than dealing with people and interacting and making a good impression outside of a performance is a lot more difficult than he underestimated just how bad that could get.
No, I dig that. I mean, because I could definitely tell that Leo was feeling out of his depth, and that's why he went to the aquarium. Ba-doom-ts. Thank you. I can do puns too, Martin.
Wow.
Yes, you can.
Too.
Could you?
Let the punishment begin.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
that one before. That one has to be like a classic, right?
That's a great one.
That is
All
pretty
right, so Leo gets that XP. What about Hector or Cricket? Did you guys learn anything?
I learned I need to quantify my friends before sending them places.
But communication would be good.
Just so you know. They need now. They really do. But
That would have helped, actually.
You would have been told the kids don't know. You know?
I mean, Cricket is not a people person. She is very much a just leave me in my lab with all of my notes.
Oh, yeah, I mean, Kayla is totally a people person when she's not pretending to be a detective.
Yes. Yes. I agree with that. What about Cricket? I think Cricket's the last one. Did we get a lesson from Cricket?
I mean, I would have to say even today and then with like the interactions previous with the Pantheon, just setting it up, that she's not social. That is not her strong point.
Let's not even try that in the future. Let's not even do that.
Yeah, she's the just leave me alone. Let me do my work. No, really, let me do my work. You don't want me talking.
But seriously, though, let me do my work, though.
I
all right, cool.
I don't really think that's a lesson, though. Like,
I think it's fine. No, because you're going to take these lessons into the future games.
Okay.
Right? So now you'll know that if they start asking you, I'll be like, didn't you learn that lesson in the first session that you should not be doing the thing that they're telling you to do right now? So it's like, that sort of thing. Very cool. Okay. So everybody gets, I think that means everybody got 3. So awesome. The only things you can buy with 3, actually, there's only one thing you can buy with 3, and that's a new specialty. So I would say save up some stuff. Because 4 is like the minimum where you can start buying new things. Gotcha. Unless it's a new specialty, and then that's 3. But otherwise, thank you to everybody who was here and watching. I actually did notice the number ticked up and then ticked down, and cool. We've been here for 3 hours, so I understand. But I think it was an effective first session. I think a lot of that was kind of learning kind of how the system works as well. I know some of you haven't played the game before, so the spending of free time every scene and using the Pantheon pool, how curses work, things like that. And thank you, Cricket. Thank you, Crystal. I should probably say thank you, Crystal, for using some of Cricket's, but also showing us what happens when Cricket doesn't use the curses. Is that it's terrible. So, all right. So everybody, thank you for coming and watching. We'll be back next week with session 2. And hopefully we'll find Philip's dad, Ulysses. See you guys later.